Aviary Attorney. This is a game that I have my eye on for a while now, and I bought it a few weeks ago. What am I even talking about? This seemed like as good a time as any to get started with it. Does this color scheme work well, or should I get a change of clothes? You know what? I think this work. Well, without further ado, let's jump right in. So, new game. January 1st, 1848. The Chateau Crinière of Baron Roquel. Definitely very okay, we got that frog. Is that Monsieur Grenouille? Oh mon dieu. I have a very rudimentary grasp of French pronunciation. Damn, Kathleen, what have you done? Act 1, a cat with claws. It's kind of hard to adjust the volume of this. It's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead? Let's see, I want to make sure I do have Force SDR, so this should work. Sparrowson. Well, look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird falcon? Too early for worms. Pass the cabinet, Sauvignon. There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first. Business? A letter arrived while you're sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honors. Alright. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I'm writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Kathleen, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She's being held at La Conciergerie prison on the charge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. I'll be greatly in your debt if you will offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Seigneur Pertois Demiot of the Demiot Estate. Pertois. So I'm guessing that's a cat. Well, this is quite something. I know, your first serious client in months. Not just that, the Demiot Estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we cannot do much for Dame Kathleen, his lordship will still reward us handsomely for our efforts. Wow, so I suppose you'd intend on defending Dame Kathleen in court. What direction should we go? Let's do this the serious way. Of course, it would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our feathers. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We're going to find our kitty clients at La Conciergerie. Excellent, my derriere was getting tired from all this sitting around. I think that means his ass. Oh, but I better file raise Seigneur Demiot's letter first. One moment, Falcon. Pertois' letter has been added to your evidence folder. So this is... Here's our evidence. Seigneur Pertois Demiot has requested legal aid for his daughter Catherine. Kathleen. She's being held at the conciergerie. Okay. You may access the evidence folder anytime by clicking the suitcase symbol. Nearly forgot my wallet. I wouldn't want to lose that. Again, I recall you losing at the New Year's party and at Christmas. That's like 6 days apart. Yes, alright, no need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. 20 francs. You may see how much money he is carrying at any time by clicking on the wallet symbol. Oh. So do we have to like decide how best to make use of our limited funds? Let's make a move. Well, clients should be funding our activities. Welcome to the map screen. From here you can travel to any listed area by clicking on a location name or location node. Areas marked with a clock symbol take a whole day to visit. Areas with no symbol can be visited freely. Okay. This takes a whole day. Aviary Attorney offices. No case is too big or small. No junk mail. Falcon, why are we back in your office? We have a case to solve. I was just procrastinating. Oh, stop it. We need to get back to helping Dame Kathleen. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's see. Yeah. So this settings show the age. Music's a little bit loud. So our only option really is to go to the prison. Falcon and Sparrowson step in the stone-cold fire of the conciergerie prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Ah, the conciergerie. They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable, the cells are spotless, the guards are well-mannered. What do you want? Good day, monsieur. I'm here to see Dame Kathleen Demiol. I'm due to represent her in court. So France 1848 is what? Napoleon III's reign? Was it before or after he got deposed? Can't remember. I think it's before the Franco-Prussian War. Oh, you're her lawyer, huh? Fine, fine, follow me. Well, what you waiting for? Keep up. Sigh. My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he? Dame Kathleen Demiol, I presume. You've arrived, the fantastic lawyer Monsieur Falcon and his petite assistant Sparrowson. Milady is knowledgeable. Don't talk like that, Sparrowson. Sorry. My papa told me that he will only hire the best lawyers in town. I'm flattered. But they weren't available at such short notice, so he hired the first people in the address directory. Well, Falcon is F. So shouldn't this be like by alphabetical order or something? Oh. Or Aviary Attorney. Is that why these guys were first in the directory? You see, Falcon? I told you listing under Aviary Attorney would pay off. Let's get down to business. Dame Kathleen, could you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief. I do my best. What is it you wanted to know? What happened on the night of the murder? What exactly happened on the night of the murder? Let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Grenier, the home of great Baron Roguel. I can't pronounce that. My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Grenouille and the Baron about business stuff. Business stuff? Well, the three of them own a railway company together. So all through dinner, they were talking about company shares and investments, but I didn't really understand most of it. After dinner, this man with a camera took our photograph. That was a lot more fun. Sorry, man with a what took your what? Camera. It's a very new gadget. A tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints a picture very fast. In 10 minutes, poof, you have a perfect picture. Wow, technology is amazing. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson. Sure, let me believe. Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I'll make a note of it. Camera has been added to your evidence folder. A photographer named Robitio attended the banquet. Please continue, Dame Catherine. So after we had the photograph, I went into the gardens to get some air, and that's when I found the body of Monsieur Grenouille. It was all ripped open. A housemaid saw me standing over the froggy Monsieur and called for help, and then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur. It must have been terrifying. It wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Monsieur Falcon? Who was there that evening? Dame Catherine, who attended the banquet that evening? Well, there was me and my papa. My dearest mama couldn't make it. Then there was Baron Roguel, who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid, Colleen, I think she was called. Of course, there was Monsieur Grenouille, well, until you know, he died. And then there was Monsieur Robitio de Robinho, the man with the camera, but he was only there for a little while. I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Did you see anything else suspicious? Dame Kathleen, did you see anything suspicious that evening? Suspicious? Like maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or a bloodied murder weapon. Monsieur Falcon, I don't believe you're looking for an easy answer. You got me. I did not see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal. The food was delicious. The conversation was boring. It was all very ordinary until the incident. I see. Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. I did? Dame Kathleen, you said the food was delicious. But you didn't say what food it was. You and your damn stomach. Let me see. We had a poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter. Go on. I'm glad I had dinner before this. Then a marbled steak, served perfect bloody rare. Ugh. Glorious, Falcon. Write this down. What? This can't possibly be relevant to the case. Write it all down, please. For me. Fine, fine. Red herring has been added to your evidence folder. Great. This is a red herring. Literally. Bloody rare steak has been added to your evidence folder. Dame Kathleen ate a bloody rare steak at the banquet, and a red herring. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach. Come to think of it, I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery. No cutlery? Even for the steak? Nope. You would think that the great Baron of Chateau Cranier would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen. That is a little peculiar. Was there anything else you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon? No, I think that would be all. So what's the plan now, Falcon? The way I see it, we have two tasks. We should head to Chateau Cranier and try to see a scene of the murder for ourselves. Or we should try to track down this supposed photographer, Monsieur Robitio de Robinho. 2 days for 2 tasks. Seems doable. We should head back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go... You do believe my story, don't you? I believe you. Of course, Dame Catherine. It's our duties as lawyers and as gentlemen to have faith in your testimony. You can trust us. Thank you. Thank you both. And our job is to defend, not to find... not to determine guilt or innocence. That's the court's job. Dame Kathleen, Monsieur Grenouille, Baron Rogriel. These names are all getting a bit confusing, aren't they? Not particularly. Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook so that I can keep track of who everyone is. This was 2015, so the social media landscape was a little bit different back then. A what? A Facebook. It's a collection of people's names, pictures, and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalog. I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though. Sparrowson has started compiling a Facebook. J.J. Falcon, the Aviary Attorney himself. Sparrowson, Falcon Suave, and a courageous lackey. What a handsome fellow. Right, he's someone writing this. Pourtois Demial, the wealthy father of Dame Catherine. Pourtois hired us to defend Dame Catherine in court. Quack, an ill-mannered jailkeeper. Seems to feel disgust for criminals and for animals in general. Kathleen Demiao. Well, it's not hard to see where this one's going. The elegant bourgeois daughter of Seigneur Pourtois Demiao. She has been accused of murdering Monsieur Grenouille, the froggy businessman who was found murdered at Chateau Cranier, a colleague of Pourtois and Roguel. Okay, and then we have a bunch of Unknown people. You can access a list of people you have met at any time by clicking the book symbol. Let's make a move. A new day. The game will save automatically at the start of each new day. We can also make a quick save at any time by clicking Save and Quit from the pause menu. You can access the pause menu by clicking on the cog symbol in the upper left corner or by pressing the escape key. Okay. Okay. So that's how the save system works. Okay. So we got 2 places to go. Does it matter if we come back to the A offices? Okay. I guess going back to prison also doesn't give you anything new. Visit an hour, so go over. Come back next week. Alright. Let's go to Studio de Rubinio. There's a photographer. So this is a studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock? Wait, there's a note on the door. Ahem. The magnificent and marvelous artist Monsieur Rubitio de Rubinio is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit. When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean? I think it means that he is a pretentious bird brain, but in any case, the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now? We should knock anyway. Alright, I don't see the harm. Is he knocking with the beak? No response. Nope, it doesn't look like he's in, Falcon. I mean, what point is there in not breaking in? That's the question. We should break in. What? Are you serious? Maybe. Monsieur J.J. Falcon, I would have thought that a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism. You're right, I'm sorry, I don't know what came over. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back, I'm barging the door down. Wait, just like that? Shouldn't we discuss this first? Yay. What in bird Jesus' name was that? You say you wanted to break in. I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think it would turn into bird-sized cannibal. Well, now we're here, we ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very... swanky? I was going to say ostentatious. That's just swanky talk for swanky. We don't have time for this. The sound of a door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help our case and get out. In investigation mode, you're free to examine the scenery of the room. Click on an item of interest, and Falcon will examine it in closer detail. When you have had enough, or when you can find nothing else to examine, click on the X in the top right corner. Select an area to examine. Okay. Oh, we got a... I see a bourgeois tigress in profile. Is there an area to examine? We can't choose a desk, we can choose a shelf. As it paints, inks, and dyes, I'm not sure what the clear liquid in this bottle is. I could taste test it. You could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so that's not. I see a finely dressed dandy fellow upon a horse. 1848. Is that the time of sing songs? I guess it is, because for the game to use this music. This appears to be a photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing towards success, perhaps. Looks more like a step ladder to me. Oh no, we're not getting into that old argument. What about this? A beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angle, this must have been taken from Notre Dame Cathedral itself. Falcon sure got used to the idea of photos quickly, given that he only just learned what a camera is. So this is all examined. This is a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photograph. It leaves the viewer defenseless. Of all the pictures here, I would pick it as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns. This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. That reminds me, how illegal is this, you know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belongings? It's cool, we're lawyers. It's okay, a recently passed amendment allows for proportionate amounts of property damage in the pursuit of criminal evidence. I don't think that's correct, but your use of legal jargon makes me have faith in your credentials. It sounds like you're starting to learn the finer points of the French justice system, Sparrowson. That's picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. So that, okay. We can examine the chandelier. A chandelier, you should get one of those for the office. I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. What's this? Hey Falcon, look! What? It's just an easel. No, look what's on the easel. Oh wow, this must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder. Is that a giraffe? So is that the... Well, that looks female though. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid. Ah! So that's a housemaid. Housemaid, Dame Kathleen. I think that's Signor Pretoire, Kathleen's father. So what shall we do? Do we just take this? We should probably leave it. It's a little hard to decide. Let's leave. No, that would be a big mistake. Every half-competent lawyer knows that stolen property can't be used as evidence. Still, we've learned some valuable information by seeing this photograph in person. I suppose so. Is there anything else we need to do here? I don't see anything that I can interact with, so I guess we're done. Wait, what's that? Huh? Lighthouse. No, wait, it's a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head sideways, it's a black smudge, Falcon. Okay, we still have two pictures. A butterfly or maybe a moth. It's difficult to tell in black and white. This is a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. You know, I once had an uncle who once fell off a castle rampart while on guard duty. I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Ugh, terrible. I mean, his uncle should be a sparrow, so he should be able to fly. Okay. I guess that's everything. That wasn't a very productive trip. I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention to ourselves. Sounds good to me. Uh-oh. Oh, mon Dieu, what happened to my door? Lie. Some kids did it. Little weasel types. We saw them. Yeah, weasels. They were all like, let's break into this art guy's house. And we were like, no weasels. You cannot do that because that would be illegal. And then they were like, we chased them off. That's the important thing. Well, thank you, I suppose. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast. Well, that's a witness, right? Shouldn't we ask some questions? Okay, yeah. Well, it's always going to take a new day. I guess let's go to the chateau. Falcon and Sparrowson enter the courtyard outside Chateau Cranier. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building's shadows. The chateau's shadows. And this carnival of animals. Excusez-moi, messieurs. I don't mean to be a pain, but my little girl and I are sick and starving, see? Cough, cough. I don't suppose you happen to have some spare change? You have 20 francs in your wallet. What will you do? Give 1 franc. I don't think I can actually afford to give 10 francs. Here you go. Stay safe, madame. Many things, yeah, messieurs. That's pretty generous of you, Falcon. Times are tough. Making sure each mother and child have something to eat is the least I can do. What am I doing, standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrowson. We've got business to attend to. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the pristine wood-paneled foyer of Chateau Cranier. Wow, look at this place. Baron Raguel must be loaded. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads. The Baron owns a little bit of everything this side of the Seine. Is he here right now? Yes, he's a smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. We must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. Hey, Baron, we'd like a word. How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriated warthog. You can thank me later. I think I got his attention. Did I hear my name? Great Baron Raguel, property owner extraordinaire, at your service. And who might you fellows be? More investigators? No, we are attorneys. Not quite. I am private attorney JJ Falcon, and this is my associate Sparrowson. Lawyers, eh? You know you aren't the first to pass through here today. Oh. Yes, this jumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions and hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious. You know who he was, Sparrowson? Perhaps. I have a hunch. We'll be seeing him at the trial. Friend of yours? Something like that. So what may I do for you, messieurs? We're doing some research on Monsieur Grenouille, the frog who was killed here on Friday evening. Of course, such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you, messieurs, will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself. Actually, yes, that would be fantastic. Well, be my guest. You'll find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. You may also be interested in the lounge on the 2nd floor, 3rd door to the right. That'll be where we gathered for a group photograph prior to the... unfortunate incident. Oh, can we see the finished photograph? I'm afraid not. It's to my understanding that a photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It's a slow process. My own copy of the photograph is to be delivered in 3 days' time. That's no good to us. The trial may be over by then. Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. It's no trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you're done with your investigations. So, where should we go first? Let's start off with the lounge, I guess. And there's a this top heads out of the frame. 2nd floor, 3rd door to the right. This must be the room where the photograph was taken. Psst. Hey, Falcon. Did you see that? See what? That housemaid totally just did something shifty. Shifty? I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it. Excuse me, mademoiselle? Ah, yes, are you 2 policemen? No, we're private attorneys. My name's JJ Falcon. And I'm Sparrowson. Oh, how rude of me. My name is Colleen Duholt. So, what can I help your messieurs with today? We're investigating the murder that took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions? That's fine, let me just grab a chair. Ah, that's better. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask? Is this where the photograph was taken? We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the right room? Oh yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photography session for myself. Let's see, the cameraman was standing just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon. And where was the camera pointed? Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location. Now that I'm looking at it, something isn't right about the clock. I know, the painting on it totally clashes with the decor. I was thinking along more obvious lines. The clock has no hands. Oh, the clock has never had hands in all the years I've worked here. I think Baron Rogrel just keeps it around as a conversation piece. Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working. It's a peculiar detail, so I'll make a note of it. Missing clock hands. Okay, Sultan and Gambad. Kangaroos, I think these are. Vertically enabled housemate who works for Baron Rogrel. She seems to have a mild case of kleptomania. Baron. Robitio de Rubinio. Delusional artist and photographer. Some would describe Robitio with the H word. That's right, you know the one. Clock with no hands. Is there something else you wanted to ask? Is there something we should know? You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers. Is there something we ought to know? Anything you need to confess? No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week. Pressure her. Are you sure there isn't anything that you're hiding? It's okay to tell us. We're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts. Right, and... Wait, what? No, that's not an accurate job description, Sparrowson. It isn't? Oh, what do we do then? I'll tell you later. Honestly, messieurs, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you wanted to ask? I guess that's all. No further questions. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a huge help. It's no problem, messieurs. Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me the third degree about it. You see, I'm trying to save up to follow my dreams and, well, never mind, I'm rambling. It's no problem, mademoiselle. To be honest, we have a much larger crime to worry about. Although I should probably ask. I don't suppose you have been stealing anything else. Silverware, perhaps? The utensils? You know about that? Yeah, I suppose that was me. It started with a couple of teaspoons. I didn't think the Baron would miss those. But, well, yeah. I suppose the habit got a little away from me. That's one mystery solved, at least. Missing silverware. That's why there was no silverware at the dinner. I would appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He's been really kind and would hate to break his trust, so don't steal from him. I see. So, where to next, Big Bird? Let's try the big main hall. Is there anything? Did you messieurs have a good look around? Trust everything was in order. Actually, we haven't visited the garden yet. We definitely need to do that. Okay. Dame Cataline said that she found Monsieur Grenouille on the stairs by the fountain, so this must be the very spot where the murder took place. Hey, Falcon, did the crime scene investigation thing... Yeah, you know, that thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail. You mean search for evidence? Yeah, do that. That's not a bad suggestion. It wouldn't be the first time the Parisian police have missed something right under their noses. So I guess if we didn't go to the art studio, this would be the first time we do this. Well, hopefully this will yield more fruits. Another beautifully made horse statue. You know, my uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay. Was this the same uncle that fell off the castle? Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep, eventually we realized that we were just filling up on horse turf. Ugh, terrible. A finely crafted horse statue. The mane almost looks lifelike. Would you say it behooves you to stroke it? No, I would not. I guess, was that the staircase where the frog died? Let's start with the fountain first. This fountain is finely crafted. It's solid carved marble. That can't have been cheap. I see nothing but water in the bottom of the lower basin. It's a shame we can't see inside the upper basin from here. That would be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. You are birds. Fly. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We ought to wade in to take a closer look, just to be sure. Yeah, I suppose we should. Oh, I apologize. I wasn't being direct enough. What I meant to say was, Sparrowson, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way. If you want to go wading, do it yourself. I'm a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and paddle around a fountain like a duck in a lake. Yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threats wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it. Flip for it? Yep, I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome. Get it wrong and go for a swim. So what will it be? Heads or tails? Napoleon phase or plant squiggles? Okay. Okay, so I guess this is the reign of Napoleon III. Heads. Put it all on heads. Don't let me down, old emperor. Here I go. So this is... So the coin is Napoleon I. It's tails. Roll up your pantaloons, Falcon. You're going for a swim. Ah, fine. Hold my shoes. Falcon really should learn how to spot a rigged coin flip. I almost feel bad for cheating. Almost. Ah, you're back. Had a good swim? No, I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon, though. What's this? It's brown and sticky. It smells weird. Don't tell me you picked up a very wet cigar butt, possibly belonging to Baron Roguel? Correct. But that shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house after all. I'll stash it in the evidence folder just in case. Cigar butt has been added to your evidence folder. Is there anything else we need to do here? A horse statue. This one has a goofy face. That reminds me of a joke. A horse walks into a bar and the barkeep says, "Why the long face?" Yes, we've all heard that one. What? No. The barkeep says, "You've got to stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable." I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. Okay. What about this? Baron Roguel certainly likes his horse statues. I don't mind the horse statues, but the little cherub people creep me out. Babies should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding. Say something, Falcon. So I guess the staircase is the only thing left to investigate. Dried blood on the staircase. This must be where Monsieur Grenouille died. You see any bloody footprints? Oh, or maybe a name scrawled in blood. Written with the frog's last breath. Wishful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle. There's nothing to indicate that the body was moved or that the frog left a last-minute clue. All I can make out from the bloody mess is that Monsieur Grenouille was attacked and killed on the staircase. There's nothing very decisive here. I think we're done here. Good call, but are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time. Don't push your luck. I guess we should go back to the main hall. You messieurs have a good look around. I trust everything was in order. We had a good look. Thank you, Baron. But we actually have some questions for you. Please, ask away. I have nothing to hide. What happened on the night of the murder? Baron Rograel, I would like to ask about your activities on the night of the murder. Oh ho, am I in trouble? Not at all. No, nothing like that. We're just gathering the full picture. I see. Well, let me think. The guests arrived at 5 o'clock and we all sat down for dinner in this very hall at 6. That part went magnificently. The photographer arrived at 7 o'clock, but it wasn't until 7:30 that we had our picture taken. My housemate discovered the crime scene soon after that. I see. Is there something else I can help you messieurs with? About your housemaid. We met your housemate, Colleen Duhol. She's a courteous young lady, isn't she? Yes, she was quite helpful. Let's not sell her out for now. Yes, she was more than willing to help us with our investigation. I'm glad to hear it. Do you two want to ask something else? We'll be leaving. I think that'll be all, Baron. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure. Have a delightful day, messieurs. Did you get all the information you needed, Falcon? I hope so. Don't worry, if everything goes wrong in the trial, we could always just wing it. Terrible, just terrible. Let's head back to the office and get some rest. So they said the trial was in 3 days, yeah. Palais de Justice? I really cannot pronounce French. Palace of Justice. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. I'm just butchering French after French. Are you nervous, Falcon? Say nothing. That bad, huh? Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson. Is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. We do? Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move it along, fellas. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. I mean, we're going in with nary a clue. Alright, settle down, everyone. Settle down. Is everybody here? JJ Falcon present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Your Honor. Rupert Remington present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Oh, Dan, that's not it. Oh gosh, where are my notes? Ha, I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all my classes. Oh, was he smart? No. He always scored the second worst marks in the class. Don't tell me. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of his 2 rabbits' feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag. Is Sparrowson the one who scored the worst? That's good to know. But say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest? I chose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. And are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Judge Cornell. Okay. Hey Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? I thought juries had to be odd number, but I don't know the slightest thing about courts and trials. Oh, those two birds with the funny hats are assessors, the associate judges. So I guess it's these two. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Kathleen de Miao. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay. I chose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Voletti, to the witness stand. Inspector Voletti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Schuster Voletti. I'm a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I've enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. No, we don't need to hear all that. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh great, I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling cuddly officers, but instead we are stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case? That's correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival. Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Proguel. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Kathleen de Miao. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Greenway with his blood on her paws. Wow, this sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor. Bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. Well, we had the bloody rare steak, and also no silverware, so we got plenty of evidence on that. This is a red herring. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. Cross-examination. Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select a key phrase that you find suspicious, and Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question. Housemaid, scene of the crime, sliced open corpse, blood on her paws. Well, we got the evidence against that. So, blood on her paws. Inspector, you say Dame Kathleen had blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood was there? How much blood was there on the lady's paws, Inspector? Enough for it to be clear that she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. We noticed blood under the suspect's nails, around her fingertips, and even a little around her mouth. Her mouth? How vile. The inspector's answer seems pretty definitive. Do you have another question about the blood on Dame Kathleen's paws? Yes. Whose blood was it? Whose blood was it? Ha, what a question. It was Monsieur Greenway's, of course. How can you be so sure? I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Kathleen's paws could only have belonged to one person, Monsieur Greenway. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone else other than Monsieur Greenway? I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Kathleen's paws had nothing to do with the murder. That's foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Kathleen's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from? Steak? On the evening of the murder, Dame Kathleen ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Abington? Well, I am, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well... Wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Intriguing, pretty convincing. You gain a little favor with the jury. So, Inspector Votlerti, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You're overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Kathleen is an elegant bourgeois kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At a banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? Oh, that is a good question. Or at least, it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Kathleen to eat with her paws. Silverware? Take a look at this. What's this? I was saying that this went missing on the night of the murder? Well, you'll see, Oh? You picked the wrong piece of evidence, didn't you? Yeah, I messed up. What? Wait, what? Stop wasting time, Falcon. Show us what's missing from the dinner banquet. Huh? Wait. Hmm? It's... Wait. Okay, I'm confused now. Like, I was 100% sure that we were going for silverware. Huh? Wait, wasn't that what I picked? Did I click something else? Dame Kathleen was forced to eat steak with the paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Wait. What happened just now? Okay, so well, we are still on the right track. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Roguel residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Roguel approached us about this very subject last night. Ah. Innocent, perhaps. What a twist. You're getting a little favor with the jury. Yeah. I don't know why... we swung and missed just now. Did I accidentally click something else? What's the meaning of all this? Bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? Inspector, what's your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Fine, so be it, messieurs. Until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready. Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robito Rubinio, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robito Rubinio, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliche, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. My throat is hurting. What's my cough drop? Just within reach. I'm the great Monsieur Robito Rubinio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste, tu es un pipe. You may have seen my works in the hip magazines, The Branche or Say Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like. It's post now. What on earth is tweets? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon. It's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Rubinio. But let's get to business. Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Roguel to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Roguel and left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we see Baron Roguel, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see Senior Pretoire Demial, the father of the defendant, Dame Cataline. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen de Holt, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. So this is a different picture from the one in Rabington. What's his? Who's his face? Yeah, Robitio's house. Well, we didn't steal the picture, so we don't have any ammunition for this. As you can see, two people are clearly absent for the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenouille. Second is the defendant, Dame Cataline de Miao. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Rabington. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with a time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Folletti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. You see, Falcon, every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Falcon, something is fishy. In a jail cell, Dame Cataline told us that she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in Rubinio's photograph. That's true, but I can't use Dame Cataline's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Rubinio's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I'll have to dish out evidence of my own. Well, he could have stolen that photograph from his house, or... Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed. It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. Select a statement to question. Hold on. I mean, this is the key evidence that we do have in our possession. But I'm not sure which one I should question. I guess photograph is the most likely. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. Yeah. I see a mistake in the photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Rubinio, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That's most curious because I see a mistake. A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific. Certainly. Click on the area of the photograph that you believe contains a mistake. Select an area to examine. Is a clock? The clock in this photograph. There's something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with a key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't get me that cocky tune, Monsieur Remington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. Okay, this better be right. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crenier has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Roguel or his housemate if you have doubts. Monsieur Robinho, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There's no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. But maybe there was an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock's hand should be. Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rubinho, edited this photograph. Is that possible with 18th century techniques? I mean 19th century techniques. Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect that you use, paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task considering the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rubinho created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Rubinho coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Rubinho. Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Grenouille? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered? By whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Rubinho, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You are pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws. More than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. Yeah, so it's the Baron. It's the Baron who did it. His claws! Did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Rubinho, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the ancient regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs. Intriguing, pretty convincing. So, the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Cataline as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be danced, Monsieur Remington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It's possible that Dame Cataline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that a witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. And you sneeze. So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Seigneur Pretoire de Miao, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive. And it wouldn't make sense for Seigneur Pretoire to implicate his own daughter. But surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Roguel deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Remington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, maybe I should offer my opinion. But Baron, it's not time for the witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is it fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good. I trust that the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Okay. Baron Roguel, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Cataline followed behind him moments later. Seigneur Pretoire, Monsieur Rubinio, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from here. I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well then, hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Roguel, am an honest man. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Well, this is tougher. Because we don't have the photograph. Could we have used it even if it was stolen? It's hard to say. We don't have any clear evidence in our hands. Well, let's try questioning him about the frog. Baron Roguel, I have some questions about Monsieur Grenouille. God rest his soul. Why did Monsieur Grenouille visit the garden? I believed he wanted some fresh air. The steak did not sit well with him, I fear. Oh, I see, but that is quite coincidental timing, isn't it? How so? Well, Monsieur Grenouille felt sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived and just before the murder occurred. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness. Hold on, Falcon. Surely you aren't suggesting that Monsieur Grenouille's food was poisoned in some way. Well, we don't have any evidence. I'm not. No, there's nothing to indicate poisoning. I just found the timing somewhat puzzling. There's nothing puzzling about it. Monsieur Grenouille always had a soft stomach. It's really no surprise that he couldn't keep down a good rare steak. You have another question about Monsieur Grenouille. What was the relation to him prior to his demise? We were business partners. Monsieur Grenouille, Seigneur Pretoire de Miao, and myself all own a third share in an up-and-coming railway company. Excuse the crassness of this question, but that means that you and Seigneur Pretoire would now own half of the company each, correct? Correct. I suppose there's a slight glimmer of benefit that arose from this foul situation. But monsieur, you must understand that Monsieur Grenouille and I were friends. As much as we were business associates, I mourn the man's passing. Of course. I have no further questions about that. Garden. Baron, we saw the murder scene in your garden for ourselves. When was the last time you visited it? Baron Roguel, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. Digging his own hole? That's not right. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim doesn't hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. Cigar? This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar butt? That could belong to anybody, and... Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars. But I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemates cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. You see, Falcon, that's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience. Add a little paddling. The cigar butt was not dropped. It was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, Baron Roguel, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Roguel, murdered Monsieur Grenouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accused me of murder. How shamelessly brazen. That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence. No means motive or opportunity. No evidence. Think harder, Monsieur Remington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Roguel as a prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Rubinio confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous, I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous. And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something. Object! Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence. His finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So, out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Seigneur Pretois de Miao, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Kathleen was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage. Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic. No, there's only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, garçon, the utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulous whelp. I ought to gut you right here and now like a damn frog. Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on it, Yana. Let's go, old man, to the conciergerie with you. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Well, in a matter of speaking, well, to be honest, no. Then I should now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the annals of the court please be patient in this time. We had one slip up there. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how it happened. I thought I had picked the silverware. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you. I just thought it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Kathleen's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure. Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Kathleen's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility that she's not guilty. I'm not sure that I understand the difference. We have reached a decision. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Kathleen de Miao, to be not guilty. Yay! Not guilty. Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, you did it. Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon. I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least 30 glasses. You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, it was nothing. I very much like the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Me too. Oh wow. I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spare it out for you. Wait, what? I murdered Monsieur Grenouille. I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable. I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal. Just business, you understand? Business? To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Roguel's cigar butt hidden in the garden. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose I was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Rubinio's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinier to paint me over Baron Roguel, and to add hands to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeois kitty like me. What? What? I think you should leave. Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's a payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petit Sparrowson. Okay, we got 30 francs for our trouble. I mean, we still did our job as defense lawyers. The Baron pretty much implicated himself. Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Okay. Let's continue. That was not what I expected. But let's move on. January 7th, 1848. The Palais du Louvre. Let's be reasonable, senor. I'm sure that this is a simple misunderstanding. There's no misunderstanding. In the name of the king, arrest the Spaniard. Well, we just sent an... Did we just send an innocent baron to jail? I mean, our job wasn't to identify the truth. It was just to... It was just to represent the defendant. So, I'm not sure we had any other choice. What the... I knew Falcon wouldn't feel like turning up to the office on Friday. Well, now it's midday on Monday and there's still no sign of him. This is becoming a little concerning. I should go look for him. I should probably go find him. His home would be a good place to start. But the bird brain never gave me his address. Excuse me. I'll just have to find him the hard way. I mean... Excuse me, Mademoiselle Duhold. Down here. Oh, there you are. It's Parison, right? That's right. I heard about the case you were involved in. Whoops. I never would have thought that the Baron was murderer. He always treated me with the utmost respect. But then I suppose it makes sense that the most ruthless killers are the ones who can put up the best facade. Yeah, I suppose so. Say, how's your friend doing? He seemed a little down last night. Oh, you've seen him? Yes, he was brewing in the corner of the Canard Choyot. Mumbling and drinking. It was a little depressing, to be perfectly honest. Le Canard Choyot? That's a dingy student bar in Rougon, right? It's not dingy, just a little rustic. In any case, that's an enormous help. Thanks, mademoiselle. Anytime, Sparrowson. Huh. Let's go to prison. Yeah, I mean, we know he's not here. Okay. What about the High Court? No sign of Falcon here. Excuse me, Rupert. Oh, it's you, the first year dropouts. Hey, I didn't drop out. I was forcibly ejected. But that doesn't matter now. I'm looking for Falcon. Ever seen him? Falcon? The guy who somehow blundered his way through the Catalan trial with the help of some very dubious evidence. I mean, the evidence was sufficiently solid. No, I haven't seen him since the trial. Oh well, thanks anyway. The evidence was solid. That's it's the prosecution's fault. Let's just put it that way. Sparrowson steps through the doors of Le Canard Chaillot, the dingiest student tavern in all of Paris. His nostrils fill with the pungent aroma of sour wine and bitter tobacco. Oh wow, ruffle my feathers if it isn't little Sparrowson. I haven't seen you in years. How are you doing, hon? I'm feeling pretty good, Madame Cornell. Thanks for asking. I'm actually here to find a friend. He's a big guy named JJ Falcon. Falcon? Yep, that sorry lump has been here all weekend. He's just been moaning and muttering to himself all weekend. Frankly, he's bringing the whole atmosphere down. I'll take care of him. Thanks, Madame Cornell. It's no problem, hon. He's probably still in the corner of the drinking room upstairs. Let's go to the card room. Here to play some Jacques Noir, are you, monsieur? Right now, I'm looking for my friend, JJ Falcon. Big drunk fellow? I think I spotted him downstairs. Ah, thank you. Okay. Chicken room. No sign of him. Mon Dieu! I almost stepped on the big fellow. Falcon? What are you doing on the floor? Hey, Falcon, wake up! Wow, the bird's completely out cold. He must have drunk this place dry. Let's see, how do you wake a drunk person? Poor drink on his head. Well, I guess it's time for a rude awakening. Wakey wakey! I think they just reused the graphics from Fountain. Ah, good, you're up. Are you with us, Falcon? Yeah. Feeling sober? We should probably head back to the Aviary office so we can get some work done. I don't understand it, Sparrowson. Huh? I thought I did everything right. I followed all the procedures, I found all the evidence, I presented the case beautifully. And yet, a guilty feline walks free while an innocent man sits in custody. I mean, that's going to... I guess there was always going to be a result no matter what we did. So nothing changes with the descriptions, though. What went wrong? Where's the justice? I don't know. I don't know, Falcon. Sometimes the system just doesn't work, I guess. It should work. Yeah, it probably should. Sorry, Falcon. I don't have the answers. What I do have is freshly baked croissants from Pierre's Boulangerie. Croissants. Yup, they're waiting for you back at the aviary. I'm sitting here moping about justice and you offer me croissant. Well, it's not just croissants. I got some pain au chocolat too. I could go for pain au chocolat. Fantastic! Then let's make a move. Alright, I admit it. These croissants are amazing. I told you. Pierre's Boulangerie on Rue Verte is something else. Oh, that reminds me. The baker told me something interesting. You know what they call pain au chocolat in America? They don't call them pain au chocolat? No, pronunciation difficulties. Americans is a whole nother language. So what do they call them? Chocolate croissants. Hello? Huh, chocolate croissants. What do they call profiteroles? Oh, I think those are still profiteroles. Rather than custard, they fill them with ice cream and smother them in melted chocolate. Simply outstanding. Is this the Aviary Attorney? Can I speak to someone, please? Well, what did they call crepes? Excuse me? You just hear something, Sparrowson? Down here! Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you, little one? Oh gosh, where to start? Your name, perhaps? Mousy. My name is Mousy. And what can we do for you, Monsieur Mousy? I have this friend, and he's fallen under some legal turbulence. Legal turbulence? You mean he's arrested? Yes, I suppose so. They think he's a murderer, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it. That's quite a problem. I know. Oh, but I forgot to mention. He's the Prince of Spain. The Prince of Spain? And you didn't think that was worth mentioning from the start. I forgot. I must ask, Mousy. Why did you come to us? I would have thought that the Spanish royal family would hire legal counsel with a little more... not terribleness. Expertise. Oh, the prince has great faith in your lawyering skills, Monsieur Falcon. He said that your reputation as a lawyer was renowned. Really? The prince said that? This is a great opportunity, Falcon. Surely you wouldn't deny a request from Prince of Spain. Of course not. We'll take the case. I mean, I've pretty much lost all confidence in myself after what happened in the first case. I guess Falcon has to. But we gotta take the case. Of course we'll take the case. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We have royalty to defend. That's the spirit. Good luck to you, messieurs. You aren't coming with us, Mousy? I have other matters to attend to. But Prince Juan is being held in conciergerie. I'm sure he'll fill in all the details. Right, let's make a move then. I mean, are we going to run into the Baron? Good day, monsieur. Oh, it's you two again. Hey, nice work on Lady Kitten's trial. Baron Ruguer is pacing around a cell right now, ranting about wringing your neck. Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's super mad, but hey, a criminal's a criminal, right? If the lion didn't want the death sentence, he probably shouldn't have killed a guy. Oh, you're not here to defend him, are ya? Because that would be hilarious. We're actually here to see Prince Juan Querido, heir to the throne of Spain. Mousy Fox, eh? That guy's driving me nuts with his seniors and his flamboyant attitude. I say the sooner he hangs, the better. Well, come on then, while we're young. The Prince of Spain, I presume. Indeed, I'm Juan Querido, heir to the throne of España. And you must be the legendary lawyer, Senor J.J. Falcon. So you got Bizet. Well, I wouldn't say legendary. I won't even say notable. Such humility. I would expect nothing less from renowned individuals such as yourselves. But let's get down to business. I trust that my compañero, Mousy, explained the situation. He told us that you've been accused of murder, but we need some further details before we can start our investigation. Ah, of course. What is it that you wanted to know? Tell us about the murder. To be honest, Prince Juan, I'm a little confused as to how a member of royalty could get into so much trouble. Could you walk us through your activities on the day of the murder? Of course. Let me see where to begin. It was a cold and misty morning of the 6th of February. January. I heard that King Louis Philippe... Louis Philippe? So it's not Napoleon III? Was unveiling a new painting at the Palais du Louvre, and I wished to meet the man himself. So, after a brief stroll and picnic in Tuileries Garden, I entered the palace. So let me repeat, I have no idea how to pronounce French most of the time. I found a loyal entourage in the Louvre's Grand Gallery. When I saw an opportunity, I presented a humble gift to the king. A rose, an international symbol of passion and virtue. How romantic. But before the king could take it, a rather rude person snatched it from my fingers. It was a royal guard, a dog by the name of Major Howe. Ouch! Cried out Major Howe. I pricked myself upon the thorns of this dastardly flower. Another major slumped to the floor. His face turned blue, his mouth frothed, and he died. He died straight away after being pricked? Straight away, senor. It's obvious that the pricked finger was the cause of death, but I don't know of any poison that acts so fast. Nor do I, Senor Falcon. But clearly, the police felt the poison upon the rose's thorns was the only logical explanation. And with so many witnesses, even the king himself, what could I say to defend myself? So where did this rose come from? I acquired it from a beautiful Parisian flower seller at Les Halles Markets, a girl by the name of Catherine Marie Signia. So it's Swan, and we're going to hear Camille sing songs, the Swan, when we see her. But surely you're not suggesting that the flower girl applied the poison herself, Senor Falcon? Well, I'm not making any accusations yet. I'm just planning to explore every line of inquiry. Poison Rose has been added to your evidence holder. I mean, our job is not to find out the truth, but to represent the defendant, like I've said a few times already. Do you want to ask something else, Senor Falcon? Why are you in Paris? Why do you come to Paris, Prince Juan? Also, a diplomatic mission. I do not know whether you're familiar with current events, but you may have heard that my country is in a state of turmoil. Contenders for the Spanish throne are slandering, plotting, backstabbing. It's chaos and the people are suffering. So I thought, if I can befriend the French royalty, perhaps even the king himself, maybe I can strengthen my family's name. With the Credo dynasty restored, I have a chance at bringing peace to my beautiful nation. Well, I guess that plan's gone out the window. Sparrowson, don't be rude. No, he's right. I failed terribly. Don't fret, Prince Juan. We'll do everything in our power to clear your name. Maybe once the dust has settled, you'll have another opportunity to speak with King Louis Philippe and complete your mission. Thank you, Senor Falcon. I'm sure you'll do your best. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? What were you reading? What were you reading before we so rudely interrupted? Ah, this book is a Spanish classic, Don Quixote of La Mancha. Do you know it? Readings for squares. I've heard of it. It's about the knight who draws windmills, right? That's one part of the story, yes. The hero is a virtuous but elderly knight by the name of Don Quixote. In the chapter you mentioned, he takes up arms against an army of giants who are terrorizing a town. Quixote's partner, Sancho, warns him that the giants are just windmills, and the flaming arms are just sails twirling in the wind. But Quixote doesn't listen. He takes up his lance, gets on his horse, and charges anyway. Sounds more like dumb Quixote, am I right, Falcon? Perhaps he's dumb, Senor Sparrowson. But many of us spend our whole lives jostling imaginary giants. Speak for yourself, Juan. I've never been jostling, let alone seen a giant. I think we're getting off track here. Indeed. I tell you what, Senor Falcon. I'll lend you my copy of this book. Maybe you'll have time to give it a read at some point. Maybe I will. Thank you. El ingenioso Hidalgo Don Quixote de la Mancha has been added to your evidence folder. I've as little clue as to how to pronounce Spanish as I do French. Page 44 seems to be missing. Interesting. Was that used? Don't tell me that was used to wrap the hand around the poison rose. Was there anything else you wanted to know? No, I think that's everything. Thank you. What's the plan, Big Bird? Well, we have 2 lines of inquiry. We should head to the scene of the crime, the Palais du Louvre, and see if we can find any clues or witnesses. And we should interview the flower girl in the house market to see if she has anything to say about this alleged poison rose. 2 tasks spread over 6 days? That almost sounds too easy. Let's not get complacent. Good luck, senores. Wait a minute, Falcon. What is it? Did something seem off about Prince Juan to you? He's quite a character. I mean, don't tell me this is another case where the accused actually did it. He seems colorful to me, throwing roses, sprouting about literature. Once one suave Spaniard. Maybe I misread him. But look, if this is bothering you, then we could always ask around. Maybe someone in the city knows Juan's dirty secrets. If he actually has something to hide, that is. Yeah, let's dig up the dirt. But we've still got to try to prepare for. Priorities, Sparrowson. I mean, that's not the job of the defense attorney, that's the problem. I mean... we do what we got to do. Let's see if anything changes with High Court. Yeah, nothing. Let's go in order. La Halls Market. Pair arrive at La Halls Market. No idea how to pronounce it. Vendors and buskers, performers and thieves, bourgeois and peasants all bustle from place to place. Prince Juan said that he met a flower girl here, Signia. I think you said her name was. There's a swarm of flowers over there. Do you think that's her? I think so. It's possible that she knows the murderer, or even that she is the murderer herself, so we should probably act with tact and finesse. Excuse me, Mademoiselle Flower Lady, we would like a word. Tact, Sparrowson, tact. We've been over this. Good day, messieurs. I'm interested in purchasing a flower. Yes, I wish to purchase a rose from a lady. Wait, no, this is still Bizade. Give me some song. It's a swan. Give me the swan. This is what? Valerian? I forgot which one it's. I forgot which one. And I know it's Bizade. I'm afraid that I'm out of roses. I saw my last one a week ago. Perhaps you'll be satisfied with a chrysanthemum instead. It's a beautiful flower for a fair maiden. Please don't mind Sparrowson. He fell out of his nest as a baby and has said dumb things ever since. Hey, let me introduce myself. I'm JJ Falcon Defense Attorney. It's not JJ Falcon, is it? Are you Mademoiselle Signia? That's right, Catherine Marie Signia. I suppose you're here to ask about the royal assassination attempt? How did you know? I'm no fool, monsieur. I know that the rose I sold was used as the murder weapon. To be honest, I'm surprised it's taken so long for someone to directly question me. The Parisian police seems to have a habit of missing obvious leads. So, do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions? Business is slow. Please, ask away. Who bought your last rose? Mademoiselle, you mentioned that you sold your last rose a week ago. Who did you sell it to? The person who bought the rose, I didn't catch his name, but he was a charming red fox. Sounds like our Juan. I met him around a week ago on the 6th. We talked for a little while, about the usual things, you know? Like how everyone seems to be in debt these days. Then he bought the rose and left. I hear that the fox is on trial, but to be honest, monsieur, I don't think he's guilty. Oh, why is that? Well, actually, never mind. It's just a gut feeling. Pressure her. Mademoiselle, it just so happens that we're defending this particular fox in the court decease. If you have something to say that could prove his innocence, now would be the time to let us know. I'm sorry, messieurs, I can't. Ah! Wait, Mademoiselle Signia, wait up! Damn. Nice display of tact and finesse, Falcon. You scared her off. The Swan obviously knows something crucial about the case. We need to get to the bottom of whatever it is. Agreed, but I don't think she'll be in the mood to tell us anything else. I know. Why don't we try to act with a little more tact and finesse next time? Hush. Shh. Wish we had been able to ask other questions first. Okay, let's go to the Louvre Palace first. Falcon and Sparrowson make their way to the Place du Carousel, the courtyard just north of the Louvre's Grand Gallery. There's the Arc de Triomphe over there, right? I swear it's smaller than how I remember it. That's the Arc de Triomphe to Carousel, you doofus. The big Arc de Triomphe is up the road. What? No way. Why are the two? Because when a man like Napoleon invades half of Europe, he gets to build as many triumphal arches as he damn well pleases. Wow, wow, wow. I never expected to see you here, JJ. That arrogant voice. Good days, Severin. Let's be civil, JJ. Why don't you introduce me to your new assistant? Fine, fine. Severin, this is Sparrowson, my assistant. Sparrowson, this is Severin Cocorico, the most pompous prosecutor in Paris. Oh, are you two old school friends or something? More like arch rivals. Please, JJ. I think arch rival implies some sort of competition. As I recall, we've met in court on 5 occasions, and on 5 occasions you get humiliated terribly. I'm amazed a failing bird brain like you is still able to get clients. Is Prince Juan trying to lose the case? I mean, do you even have proof that he's the prince? Actually, Severin, business has never been better. I'll have you know that I'm currently being employed by the Prince of Spain, no less. The Prince of Spain, Juan Corrido. Well, this is quite an amusing coincidence. Okay, so I guess it's the real prince then. Hopefully. Don't tell me. Correct. I'm the prosecutor for the very same case. Yeah, but like the reason that they hired Falcon. It's a pity that Spanish prince will indubitably hang, but I suppose that's what he gets for hiring a bird brain to represent him. Okay. The Swan. Hobby of humiliating Falcon. The Boyan Prince of Spain. Major Hall. Huh. Whenever I had a chance to meet this guy. Don't call me bird brain. You're the only bird brain here, Severin. Tisk. One always speaks badly when one has nothing to say. Voltaire. Uh-oh, he's giving you a verbal smackdown. Quick, Falcon, make a witty retort. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm rubber and you glue. A witty saying proves nothing. Voltaire. Ooh! Very good, JJ. A worthy riposte. But enough talk. If you messieurs would excuse me, I have a case to prepare for. JJ, Sparrowson, I'll see you two in court. Ugh, I can't stand that guy. It did seem like a bit of a cockerel. But is it true what he said? You know, they trounced you in court 5 times? I can't deny it. Severin has a reputation as a ruthlessly thorough prosecutor. Mountains of evidence, surprise witnesses. It's no wonder he always manages to one-up me. But this time will be different, right? I hope so. I know so. For you see, I saw this annotated map of the Louvre of Cocorico's pocket when he was busy rattling off Voltaire quotes. Sparrowson, that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, actually. I swear you were standing 3 meters away the whole time. You tall birds are so busy with your heads in the clouds that you don't even notice us small folk running around your feet. What about Mousy? Pinching Cocorico's pockets was like taking candy from a very tall baby. Let's take a closer look. I see, this map shows the entire Louvre area. Everything from Tuileries through the roof. Most convenient. We're currently standing here in the Place du Carousel. And those penned-in arrows seem to show the route taken by the king's entourage, which means the king first went here through the Salle du Type, and then here into the Grand Gallery where the murder occurred. Didn't Prince Juan say that he spends the morning in the Tuileries Gardens? That's right, so that means Prince Juan approached the Louvre from the west side, somewhere over here. Sounds like we have a lot of places to visit. Where should we go first? Let's start from left. Start with the garden. Our feather-headed friends wander through the immaculately maintained Tuileries gardens. Nothing seems out of the ordinary until they spot a familiar face pink out littered by a tree line. Hey, Falcon. Doesn't that groundskeeper over there look familiar? Yeah, now that I'm looking at him, he does look a lot like the photographer. What's his name? Sarador Serenado Bonabagetto Robitio Robinio. Nah, let's do this correctly. Robitio Robinio. Huh? Did someone call me? Oh, it's you, the lawyers who don't appreciate a masterful photograph when they see it. It's good to see that you gave up on your artsy dreams to pursue the more grounded career of groundskeeping. Hey, I'm not doing this willingly. I was given community service for committing perjury. Oh, seems like a pretty light sentence. Can you believe that? They gave me, an esteemed photographer, community service. Yeah, I can believe that. Perjury is somewhat serious. You should be thankful that you got off without jail time. Sus, you sound just like the self-righteous Judge Maxime. So, did you two want to ask me something, or are you just here to gawp? Personally, I'm just gawping. Actually, I do have a couple of questions, if you don't mind, Monsieur Rubinio. Have you met Prince Juan? I don't suppose you bump into a Spanish fox who goes by the name of Prince Juan, have you? A Spanish fox? No, I've never met anyone like that. If this is about the assassination attempt of the king, then you're asking the wrong person. I only started working here today. I see. Was there anything else you wanted? How's that groundskeeping going? So, how's that new groundskeeping job working out? Terrible. Tourists are pigs. Sometimes literally. Look at all this rubbish I found. Beer bottles, tin cans, apple cores. And look what I picked up this by the west entrance. A book page. A whole book I can understand, but a single page? What kind of blithering moron loses just one page? Wait a moment. May I take a closer look at that, monsieur? Don Quixote. There's a page from Don Quixote. May I take it off your hands, monsieur? Sure, what's it worth to you? What's it worth? It's trash. It's literally worthless. Then I suppose I'll be destroying it as per my duties. Alright. I suppose you deserve a little compensation for your trouble. How about you give me the page and... Ah. 5 francs seems expensive. Let's try this. I'll speak with Judge Maxime. I'll put in a good word and might be able to get your sentence reduced. Really? You do that for me? Thank you, monsieur. I really appreciate that. I mean, we promised to speak to Judge Maxime. We didn't promise to succeed. Here, take the page. Page 44 of Don Quixote has been added to your evidence folder. Yeah, I mean, we didn't promise to try. No promises about the success. You want to ask something else? No, that's all. That's all. We'll let you get back to your work, Monsieur Robinho. Not clear what this represents. Let's go to... Huh. I mean, this is where we started. So is there anything else? No, not yet. Not just yet. Let's follow the king's routes then. So this is a Salle de Tube. If I understand Cocorico's notes correctly, this is the room the king and his entourage stopped in before heading to the Grand Gallery. This room doesn't seem to be very popular. I don't see anybody around to interrogate. Interview. Right, interview. Well, since it's quiet, maybe we should take the opportunity to do a little snooping. What would be the point? Surely all the interesting evidence would be in the Grand Gallery, where the murder took place. Think about it, Falcon. The police would have already gone over the Grand Gallery with a fine-tooth comb. I mean, they failed to track down an obvious witness. But I bet that numbskull Inspector Volity didn't even think to check this room for clues. There might be a murder weapon just under our beaks. The logic seems a little questionable, but it couldn't hurt to have a look, I suppose. Now let's start left to right. A shiny copper urn. I guess it was used for carrying water. Or for cremated remains. Probably not both at the same time. Smells good. Don't sniff the exhibits, Sparrowson. No, really, this urn smells amazing. It's almost chocolatey. You poor thing, you're hallucinating from hunger. Would you like to stop by a bakery on our way back to the office? Don't patronize me, Falcon. My nose never lies. I'm telling you, there's something in here. I can feel it. Now you're touching the exhibit. That's definitely a no-no. See? Look what I found in the urn. Put that down, Sparrowson. It's someone's old rubbish. No, look, it's a chocolate wrapper. Judging by the smell, the chocolate was bitter and dark. 70, perhaps 80% cocoa. Belgian in origin. The level of wrapper crumbling and the firmness of the chocolate residue indicate that this was discarded just a few days ago. Yes, I am certain. The chocolate contained in this wrapper was undoubtedly consumed on the 7th of January, the day of the murder. Mon Dieu, Sparrowson. You deduce all that from smelling the wrapper? Imagine what I could work out if I tasted it. That won't be necessary. Sparrowson, if you could apply this level of critical thinking to areas outside of food, you would be the world's greatest detective. If only all evidence were edible. So, do you have any idea which shop this chocolate was purchased from? That might help us track down the person who consumed it. No, there's no possible way we could know that. I suppose we would just have to visit every confectioner in town and sample every bit of merchandise for comparison. What a chore. Interesting, because I can see Lander Haggleslack's Chocolate Emporium written on the wrapper. Well, you can't blame a bird for trying. Chocolate wrapper. Okay, what about this? I'm not sure what this is. Some sort of stand or podium? Maybe it's just a decorative piece. It's a Roman doorstop. Roman doors were enormous marble slabs, so the doorstops had to be similarly large in order to stay in place. I don't think that's right. My uncle's a Roman historian, trust me. Was that the same one who fell off the castle? These columns have been designed to look Roman. I think the style is Ionic. It's not Ionic, Falcon. Irony is when a character says something, but the reader knows it means something completely different. That's not. Never mind. Okay. Checked out everything here. What about this? I see a cabinet full of engraved plates, mostly bronze. How much do you think they're worth? I don't know. 300 francs a piece, at least. What? Are you serious? I'm in the wrong profession. I don't think archaeology works as a get-rich-quick scheme, Sparrowson. Who said anything about archaeology? I'm going to become a museum robber. Oh, well, that's one way to get rich quick. This is some sort of ceremonial container. It's beautifully crafted, but what did it contain? Maybe it's an arcane wine cabinet. Don't be so ignorant, Falcon. This is a sacred Mesopotamian artifact gifted to Emperor Hadrian for his victory at Euphrates in 123 AD. Stop making stuff up. You and I both know nothing about Mesopotamia. Alright, you got me. This could be a hippo's chamber pot for all I know. A supporting column is holding the roof up. If the column were truly supportive, it wouldn't hold the roof up. It would encourage the roof to get to its location on time. Is there anything else we can examine? So I guess the chocolate is the only thing we found. We're done here, for now at least. We can't spend all day staring at Roman artifacts, I suppose. So, where to next? The scene of the crime? That porcupine's scary. Here we are, the Grand Gallery, the murder room. I believe the murder occurred right under the new painting. I see hundreds of paintings. Which one is the new one? I haven't the foggiest. We have to ask someone. Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Excuse me, monsieur. You look like you know your Mona Lisas from your last suppers. I don't want any attention. Maybe he isn't talking to me. Nope, he's definitely talking to me. Keep it together, Eric. Oh, hi. Would you happen to know which painting was unveiled on the 7th of January? The one the king came to visit. Oh yeah, I can help you with that. It's a piece right behind you. Ah, I see. It's a painting of the king himself. That's one noble-looking penguin. What do you think of it, Falcon? What do I think? Well, I'm no art critic, but... it's subtle and nuanced. Careful brush strokes, a pre-Raphaelite soft tones, and the subliminal use of lights. This is contrasted, nuanced work. It's an evocative painting that alludes to a forgotten era. It's a lot of words, but I'm not sure if I'm any closer to knowing your opinion. I'm getting the impression that you messieurs aren't regulars at art galleries. Nope, we're a right pair of Philistines. Speak for yourself, Falcon. I've never even been to the Middle East. Then I'm guessing you're here to investigate the king's assassination attempt? That's right. We're actually hoping we could ask you a couple of questions about what you saw. Oh, I wasn't even in Paris when the murder took place. I didn't see anything. But, I have a friend who might be able to help you out. What's this? R&M Associates, the home of Renard Vobes, private investigator. Thank you, but I don't normally deal with these gray area of the law types. Well, we broke into a house for the last case. No, please give the guy a chance. He helped me out with a bind before, and I'm sure he can do the same for you. Well, I'm not making any promises, but I'll keep hold of the card. We appreciate the help. In any case, it's no trouble. R&M business card. Okay, so I guess that's 2 more locations to visit. Thank you for your time, monsieur. Is there anything else we can do here? Well, ideally, it would turn the whole Grand Gallery upside down in a hunt for evidence. But that's not possible with so many people around. We should probably just move to another room. Well, I guess that's... we've been to all 3 places, so... are we all done here? Yeah, let's go. Let's make a move. Good call. We can always come back later if we've forgotten something. We haven't forgotten anything, right? Okay. Huh? Ah. Alright. Let's visit the chocolates. Ah. But a happy duck is the one that came up first, so I guess let's go there first. See what we can find. Really, Falcon? I thought you were done with your mopey drinking. I'm not here to drink, Sparrowson, or mope for the matter. Taverns are a fantastic hub of information. If we wish to get to learn more about this Prince Juan, then this would be the ideal place to start asking questions. But that's pretty good thinking. Ah, you two are back. Are you feeling any better, Falcon? Much better. Thank you for asking, Madame Cornell. That's great to hear, hon. Will it be the usual? No, I'm back to investigative work today, so I got to keep sharp. Wanted to know if you've seen a Prince of Spain around here recently. A Prince of Spain? I don't know if you've noticed, hon, but this isn't exactly the classiest pub in Paris. I'm lucky to serve the occasional bourgeois. You can forget about seeing a member of royalty. That's a pity. Maybe I should ask some of your patrons. Feel free. The old regulars, Rufus and Powell, are playing cards in the attic, same as always. We get all sorts of colorful characters in the drinking room. I bet if you rattle enough cages, you'll find someone who knows whatever it is you wanted to know. Thank you, madame. Let's see where to start. Let's start with the card room. Come on, pal. Just one more game of Sharks Noir. Absolutely not. My wallet is hurting enough as it is. Please? I'll even let you deal this time. The answer is no, Rufus. I'm skinned. If you want to play cards, you have to ask someone else. Fine, I'll ask that big fellow. Excuse me, monsieur. Yes, you, monsieur. Would you care to play some Sharks Noir? Sure, let's give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Absolutely. Deal me in, monsieur. Very well then. Do you know how to play? Nope. Nope, I'm only familiar with Seagull and Tap to Rock? What's that? Oh, this is much better than those silly games. Let me tell you how it works. I have a deck of cards with values between 1 and 11. I deal you 1 card at a time. Okay, it's blackjack. If you hit 21, you win. I give you 5 francs. That seems a little steep. This is a man's game, monsieur. Only children gamble with petty sous. Besides, higher stakes make for a more exciting game, right? I suppose so. Okay. Is it strictly blackjack? Because he only mentioned something about 21. This is 4. Hit. 9. Hit. 17. Stand. It's let's play one more game. Unlucky machine, most unfortunate. Shall we have another round? Okay, deal me in. One more game. Hits. 2, 6, 17. You know what? We got a hit. Unlucky monsieur. Okay, yeah, you know what? Screw this. I'm done. I think we're done. Maybe another day, monsieur. I understand. Feel free to come back anytime. What? So it's just for cards? Oh, damn, you spent 10 francs for nothing. Drinking room. So there I was, in the grasslands 10 kilometers downriver, rifle in hand. I've been pursuing this footprints for an hour. I was getting closer and closer. I could almost smell the beast. Then I spotted it. It was a boar. A big stupid boar, completely oblivious to my existence. How does hunting work in this world? I readied my gun. I carefully took aim. Like, is it an anthropomorphic boar, or is it just an animal boar? And then BAM! You shot it? No, it was the most peculiar thing. The boar slumped over dead right before I could take the shots. Sounds like one of them heart attacks. Minan went the same way. That's what I thought. But when I went to take a closer look, I noticed the boar is frothing at the mouth. Whoa, it was rabid? Possible, but I don't think so. I remember reading something about frothing around the mouth being a symptom of poisoning. Needless to say, I left the dead animal alone. Good call. Who wants to deal with tainted meat? Ask about the boar. Excuse me, monsieur. Yes, can I help you? You said that the beast you were tracking might have died from poisoning. Could you give us further details? Further details? I'm not much of a poison expert, I'm afraid. But what do you think caused it? I guess it ate something bad. I saw some of that poisonous plants around. Wolfsbane, I think they call it. Really, I have no idea. I'm a hunter, not a vet. Excuse me. Ask about Prince Juan. Excuse me, monsieur. What is it? I don't suppose you've seen a Juan Corrido around here. He's Spanish royalty. Foxy fellow, swanky hat, calls everyone senor. That doesn't sound familiar. Do you recall seeing anyone like that, Piero? Ain't got a clue. Sorry, messieurs, you're barking up the wrong tree. Well, what can you tell us about the Spanish royal family? We look like walking encyclopedias or something? I'm afraid my compadre has a point. You want to talk about hunting, then I'm your man. But Spanish royalty? That sounds like a question to be answered at a library, monsieur, not a tavern. A library? Maybe you're right. Sorry for bothering you, monsieur. Leave them be. Okay, so I guess that's all we have. Yeah, let's go. Yep, let's make a move. New day. So we got at least 2 more places to hit. Well, this doesn't cause any movement. That's strange. I don't see any sign of the flower girl. Yeah, probably because you scared her off with crazy tact and finesse strategy, dummy. Maybe you scared her off with your horrendous and inappropriate flirting technique. If you know that I can flirt like a peacock in tail fanning mode. We really don't have time for this discussion. Let's just continue our investigation elsewhere. What about R&M? This is also free. Oh, customers. Hello? Is this the office of Renard Volps? Ah, it's you too. Mousy, what are you doing here? Oh, this is where I work. See, I'm Nam, Renard and Mousy. Monsieur Renard Volpes and I carry out all sorts of investigations together. Although to be completely honest, it's normally Monsieur Volpes who chooses which cases to take on. I see. Well then, can we speak to Monsieur Volpes? Oh, I'm afraid that won't be possible. See? Monsieur Volpes is on vacation right now. He's visiting his father in England. I mean, it's not this guy, is it? England? But he's set to return in a week or two. Maybe we can come back then. That's no good to us. Our case will be over by then. There's nothing to be done about it. I suppose we'll have to come back later. Huh. Yeah, this is suspicious. I mean, there are only so many foxes that can appear in an act. Let's go to the library. Bibliothèque Cachée? I have no idea how to pronounce this. Here for a little light reading, are we? Not quite, Sparrowson. I'm following the hunting beagle's advice. Don't eat poisoned pork. The other piece of advice, that if you want to learn about member of royalty, we should hit the library. Oh, that makes sense. Say, Falcon, I've been meaning to ask, since we're in a library and all, are you a classic literature fan, or do you prefer more modern works? Readings for squares. I enjoy modern works. I like modern novels. Have you read The Three Musketeers yet? It has heaps of romance, intrigue, and action. You would love it, Sparrowson. Don't patronize me, Falcon. Of course I've read The Three Musketeers. Despite its contrived narrative turns, I enjoyed the novel's scathing critique of our current social-political climates. Wow, that's quite an insightful review. Wait a minute. You just memorized a single sentence to sound well read, didn't you? Maybe. Would you, messieurs, mind lowering your voices? I can hear a squawking from the other side of the building. My apologies, monsieur. We'll keep it down. Wait, you're a librarian, aren't you? An astute observation. Yes, monsieur. As the only quiet person in the library, I'm most assuredly the librarian. Well, now that we have your attention, my friend wants to ask you something. I do? Oh, right, I do. What can you tell us about Don Quixote? I borrowed this book from a friend. What can you tell us about it? Don Quixote of La Mancha? It's a classic. Everybody has read it. Yeah, everybody. But for those who haven't, I'm not going to sit here and summarize a great work of literature for two imbeciles who are too lazy to read. Nor would I expect you to, monsieur. But what can you tell us about the physical book itself? This particular book didn't come from any library, if that's what you're asking. See? There's no library stamp or card. I assume it was acquired from a bookshop. A French bookshop with a French translation and publishing information wasn't a giveaway. Oh, it's not Spanish. Prince Juan was carrying a French book. I see, thank you. Do you have any other questions, or can I get back to work? What can you tell us about Spanish monarchy? You seem like a scholarly, well-read individual. I'm sure you're up to date on geopolitical news and the like. I don't need to praise, spit out whatever imbecilic question is in the back of your throat. Well, we understand that the Spanish throne is currently under dispute. Can you give us a brief rundown on who the contenders are? What a trivial question. Even an elementary school child can name the immediate heirs to every throne in Europe. Yeah, but for the sake of those children who stepped that class, can you refresh our memories? Very well. Pay attention because I'm not repeating myself. The current reigning monarch of Spain is Queen Regnant Isabella II of the House of Bourbon, daughter of King Ferdinand VII. So that's related to Louis Philippe? If it's the Bourbon dynasty. Upon her death, the crown would likely fall to her husband, King Consort Francis, Duke of Cadiz, although it is certainly possible that an immediate family member could stake a claim. However, the Queen's position is currently disputed by the Carlist headed by the Count of Montemolin. I hope that answers your question. Did you catch all that, Sparrowson? Not a word. Monsieur, we're actually interested in a Prince Juan Corrido of Spain. I don't think I heard that name in your explanation. A Prince Juan Corrido? Is that what you said? Monsieur, I think you've been misinformed. There's no current Prince of Spain. I'm not even sure Corrido is a real name. It's certainly no line of any Spanish monarchy. How strange. But the prosecutor thinks that he's the Prince of Spain. So what the bleep is even going on? What does this mean, Falcon? Well, one thing is for sure. Our client is not the Prince of Spain. Maybe he's a delusional lunatic, or perhaps he's involving us in some sort of con. We don't have long before the trial, but it may be in our interest to confront Prince Juan directly and get some answers. Right. Are you quite done chit-chatting? That's all. Well, this was a useful trip. Don't worry, monsieur. I think we're done here. Thanks for your time. Then I bid you good day. Occasionally, special cinematic scenes marked by an exclamation mark will pop up on the map screen. These cinematic scenes are only available for 1 day before disappearing, but they take no time to visit. The viewing is entirely optional. Okay. Well, there's no reason not to do this. Storm is brewing, my brother. Word of the royal assassination attempt has spread. The proletariats grow confident. The bourgeoisie are cowering. It won't be long before we have rioting. And then a revolution. Wow. How much time do we have? We started on what, the 7th? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, which places did we visit? We spent a day 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess we do have a chance to visit. I wonder, like, I hope we have time to go to Chocolate Emporium. Well, let's visit Prince Juan first. I have no time for quibbling, monsieur. Stand aside. You can't talk to me like that. I most certainly can. We have reason to believe that you are housing a suspect under false pretenses. That's in direct violation of statutes 204B and 488C of the French Criminal Code of Justice. Failure to comply with our request may result in you, yes, you, monsieur, being held directly responsible for any consequential legal action. Alright, no need to break out the legalese on me. I'll go open the cell. I'm guessing that was just bullshit. Wow, Falcon. How did you memorize those criminal codes? Memorize? Come on, Sparrowson. Learn how to bluff. Yup. Ah, Senor Falcon. It's so good to see you again. You have some good news about my case, I hope. Confronts politely. Listen, Juan. In order to maximize our chances of a successful trial, I need to know every bit of information. I can't work with half-truths. If you tell me one thing and the prosecution's evidence tells me another, then we're both in trouble. I'm afraid I don't quite follow, senor. Do you want me to spell it out? I know that you're not the Prince of Spain. I know that your name is not Juan Corrido. Where's this coming from? I assure you, senor, that I am who I claim to be. If you want your trial to be a farce, then you don't need my help. Come, Sparrowson, we're leaving. Wait, calm yourself, Monsieur Falcon. I'll reveal all. You just say monsieur? What happened to your Spanish accent? Your suspicions are well placed. Juan Corrido is not my real name, and I am not a Spanish prince. It was just a persona I concocted for the purpose of getting arrested. So what is your real name? What's the name? It's just an empty label. A vapid reflection of who we really are. Today I'm Juan Corrido, the Prince of Spain. Tomorrow I may be Bruno Reyer, a pauper living on the bridge of the Seine. But that doesn't change who I am or what I do. That doesn't really answer my question. No, I suppose it didn't. But you're a smart bird, Monsieur Falcon. I suspect that you already know my real name. Renard Vulpes. You're Renard Vulpes, private investigator. I mean, was he one of the plotters? That's what I'm concerned about. Very astute. And you're Monsieur Falcon, private defense attorney. But that wasn't always your name, was it, Monsieur Falcon? Just like me, you know how to adopt a new persona on a whim. You changed your name, Falcon? I didn't know that. This isn't about me. Juan, Renard, Monsieur. You're trying to uncover the truth here. Of course. So what truth is it that you're attempting to uncover, Monsieur Falcon? Why would you want to get arrested? You're putting me in a difficult position, Monsieur. If I tell you the full story, I'll be putting someone else in danger. How about this? I'll tell you a story. I like stories. There was a girl, a mademoiselle who was in a great deal of debt. Everyone has debt these days, Monsieur. Indeed. But this particular mademoiselle was indebted to a very powerful man, and that man wished to collect. The mademoiselle had no means of paying, so the man offered her a deal. Murder this man and I'll forget what you're owed. Refuse, and I'll reap what I am owed from your parents. With no alternative options, the mademoiselle accepted. But another man, a gallant knight with foolish, archaic notions of chivalry, heard the mademoiselle's story. The knight knew that murder was inevitable, but he saw a way to take the fall in the mademoiselle's place. Do you understand what I'm saying, Monsieur? Let's play dumb. I have no idea what you're on about. To be honest, I'm completely lost. That's unfortunate. I thought I made the message fairly clear. Well, it doesn't matter. Let me give you a piece of advice, Monsieur Falcon. Sometimes the problem doesn't lie with the one on trial. Sometimes the problem lies with the justice system itself. Well, we got an innocent man that we framed here in this prison. I'm still lost. Me too. Mon Dieu, this is hopeless. Why don't we talk about something else? There's something else to talk about. I don't have any more questions for you, Juan. I think we've learned all we can for now. Really? I don't feel that we've learned very much. Oh, Monsieur Falcon, before I forget. Would you find Mousy and ask him whether the birds have successfully flown south for the winter? Whether the birds have flown south? What's that? Some sort of code? Something like that. But rest assured, Monsieur, that this does directly pertain to the case. Well, if we have time, I'll be sure to let Mousy know. I'm not sure I have time. Let's make a move, Sparrowson. Trial day is approaching. Right. I mean, there's probably no trial on Sunday. Yeah, we only have one place we can go, I think. I think, for me, I think we need to go to the Chocolate Emporium. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Landers Hagelslag's Chocolate Emporium, the finest Belgian chocolate shop in all of Paris. Well, this is Sing Songs, I think, and it's the elephant from Carnival of Animals. I'm Lander Hagelslag, the founder and owner of this establishment, and I am JJ Falcon Defense Attorney. Good day, Monsieur. Oh, lawyers, very fancy. I must say that I once dreamed of being a lawyer, but well, circumstances wouldn't allow it. It's a funny story. You see, when I was a young boy, I befriended the son of a Hungarian attorney. Falcon, you have to help me. What is it? It's the smell, Falcon. It's overpowering me. It's demanding that I lay waste to the shop. For pity's sake, restrain yourself, Sparrowson. Oh, but I am rambling, aren't I? So, are you messieurs here to buy some chocolates? Yes. No. We're actually here on business, monsieur. Business. First things first, we believe that this chocolate wrapper originated from the shop. Are we correct? Oh, yes. That is indeed the trademark Hagelslag wrapper for genuine Belgian Hagelslag chocolate. This was almost certainly bought from this very establishment. Very good. With that established, there's something else we wish to ask, Monsieur Hagelslack. Who bought this piece of chocolates? Can you tell us who bought the chocolate that was contained in this wrapper, Monsieur Hagelslack? I'm afraid not, messieurs. Not just because of matters of confidentiality, although that is a factor you understand, but because I couldn't possibly know that. I thought elephants never forget. My memory is impeccable, monsieur, but you must understand that I have dozens of customers a day. There are hundreds of people who could have potentially bought this particular item. So your memory is good, but you need further information. If I were to give you the description and name of a person, would you be able to tell us whether they purchased something from you? Oh, yes, that I could probably do, monsieur. Let me think. Who to ask about? Interesting. Don't tell me it's chocolate poisoning. Have you ever served a member of the Royal Guard by the name of Major Hall? No, monsieur. Are you sure? Yes, monsieur. I've served many soldiers, but I don't recall seeing a major here in recent memory. What does that mean, Falcon? Have we lost our lead? Not necessary. It just means that Major Hall didn't buy the chocolate that may have killed him. There's still a possibility that someone bought the chocolate for him. That's our lead. That's who we want to find. I see. I did once serve a high-ranking officer of a British army who was on his way to Zimbabwe. If you want to hear the story. No, I don't want to hear that story. Let me think. Who to ask about? Prince Juan? Have you ever served Juan Querido, the Prince of Spain? The purported Prince of Spain. Prince of Spain? No, monsieur. Well, that's good to hear. Our clue will return into dead end if our own client turned out to be the chocolate fiend. I did once serve a Princess of Mali, if that's any help, you see. I met a girl while hiking through the Himalayas. Please stop. Let me think. Mousy? Have you ever served a tiny mouse named Mousy? No, monsieur. Mice terrify me. Oh yeah, elephants. Okay. It's probably possible that we just haven't encountered the chocolate fiend yet. Rather than coming back here every day and making aimless guesses, we should wait until we have someone specific in mind. You might have a point, Sparrowson. Thank you for your time, Monsieur Hagelslack. We shall return when our investigation has progressed a little. Anytime, messieurs. Well, that was actually a waste of day. So we should have went to R&M. I don't know what I don't know what we can do in this case. Once again, Falcon and Sparrowson find themselves waiting outside the doors of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Are you feeling nervous, Falcon? Yes. To be honest, yes. Of course I'm nervous. What have we learned about Prince Juan? What do we know about a real murderer? Nothing. Easy there, Falcon. We can do this. Senor Falcon, I trust everything is in order. Absolutely. I have every intention of bringing the truth to light in this trial. Ah, such confidence. That's magnificent to see. And bringing the truth to light, you say? An admirable goal? No more jousting at imaginary giants. All of you, cease your yammering. The door is opening. Here we go. Buenos red, Senor Falcon. We will. Are we ready? We're ready. I mean, I don't know. Could we have done this any more efficiently? Possibly, probably. But like without prior information, like I did the best I could. JJ. Savorin. Nervous? Why would I be nervous? I'm not nervous. I'm as calm as a cuckoo. You're the nervous one. Run. This whole courtroom is nervous. Wow, cool your feathers, Falcon. Terrible. You can't even maintain a stoic facade. I thought this trial would be the perfect opportunity for you to redeem your previous embarrassments. But if this is how you act before the trial has even started, why, you pompous-tailed, posture perfect. Huh? Judge Romulus and Remus. So that's the brothers? Order, order, let's all settle down. Court is now in session. Falcon. What is it? Is it me or does the primary judge look hairier today. That's a different judge to the one who resided over Dame Catherine's trial, you doofus. Oh, still, it's a little strange, isn't it? A little? It is a little, I suppose. Excuse me, Your Honor. I was under the impression that Judge Maxime would be residing over this case. Where is he? Judge Maxime has gone on temporary sick leave due to a terrible accident with a flight of stairs. But rest assured, sirs, prosecutor, defense, and members of the jury, that I am more than qualified to fill his shoes. Without further ado, let's get this show underway. This is a trial of Prince Juan Corrido, who stands accused of murdering Major Hao and of conspiring to murder the king himself. Roll call. The defense is present and ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Good, very good. Well, I guess we should at least try to get the fox off. I expect this to be a nice, speedy trial. I don't want to see this dragged out by technicalities and bureaucracy. Man, judge may not necessarily be a fair one. Well said, Your Honor. I expect that once the court sees the overwhelming evidence, this trial will be over in 5 minutes. 5 minutes? He's just messing with your head, Falcon. Keep it together. So we're all on the same page. Excellent. Prosecutor, please call your first witness to the stand. Very well. I call a police officer who investigated the crime scene. I call upon Inspector Schuster Voletti. Step up to the stand, Inspector, and recite the oath. 1 second. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Please recite your name and occupation for the court record. My name is Inspector Jus Foretti. I'm a servant of the law, a scourge of the gutter rats. That will do, Inspector. We've all heard your monologue before. Wow, Cocorico really is going for a speed record, isn't he? Now can you tell us what you witnessed on the morning of the 7th of January? Of course. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I was called to the Louvre's Grand Gallery by one of the King's royal guards. Did you just say o'clock? There, I saw Prince Juan, King Louis Philippe, the corpse of Major Hao with the rose in hand, and around 24 citizens. The citizens and the king himself, all attest to seeing Major Hao taking the rose from Prince Juan's hand, and then promptly dropping dead. And what did the morgue uncover upon examination of the corpse? The coroner determined with absolute certainty that Major Hao died of poisoning. Aside from a prick upon the finger, there was no sign of external harm to Major Hao's body. Therefore, the poisoned rose must have been the cause of death. Putting the pieces together, that does seem very implicative for the prince. I have no further questions. Damn, I was hoping that the coroner's report would determine that the guy died from a freak heart attack or something. That would make for a particularly speedy trial, wouldn't it? But no, we aren't so lucky. Something else must be amiss in the old bird's testimony. Right, I'll tear it apart. Your Honor, I wish to cross-examine the witness. Falcon, wasn't it? Don't waste the court's time. A high-ranking police officer would never lie on the witness stand. I wouldn't accuse the inspector of lying. I just want to make sure that every base is properly covered. Ugh, this sounds like pointless nitpicking to me, but I'll allow it for now. Go on, Falcon. Do your cross-examination. This might be a crooked trial. It's the next theme question. Let's start with poisoning. Inspector, you say the coroner determined with certainty that Major Hao was killed by poison. Correct. He stated the signs and symptoms was textbook. There's no possibility that his death was natural. What kind of poison was it? Did the coroner mention specifically what kind of poison it was? He was not certain. At first, the coroner posited that it was a plant-borne poison like that of the aconite flower. But when he learned how fast the poison had taken effect, he noted that this was atypical of aconite. Consequently, he suggested that it may have been some newly engineered concoction. A newly engineered poison, you say? Well, that only affirms that this was a very deliberate assassination attempt. Indeed. Do you have another question about the poison? Yes. How was Major Hao poisoned? How exactly was Major Hao poisoned? What was the delivery mechanism? His finger was pricked by the poison rose. He even commented out loud about it seconds before dying. All 22 citizens who witnessed the murder attested to seeing and hearing this. Is there any possibility that he was poisoned by something else? What an absurd thing to ask, JJ. You just heard that 22 people saw the victim prick his finger and die. What are you suggesting? That the pricked finger had no relation to the poisoning? That's exactly what I was saying. I don't doubt that Major Hao was poisoned, but I do doubt that the rose was the cause. Unbelievable! Only a total buffoon could fail to draw the blatant link here. JJ, as tempting as it is to sit here and lecture you on the basics of cause and effect, I'll end this discussion painlessly. Inspector, please tell the defense that you found traces of poison on the thorns of the rose itself. That should alleviate all doubt that the rose was, in fact, the poison delivery mechanism. Actually, I can't tell him that. I dread to ask, but why not? We didn't check the rose of traces of poison. We didn't check the rose of traces of poison. It just seemed obvious that the rose caused the poisoning given the timing of the incident. Well, then now would be a good time to make a test. Here's a marvelous thought. We prick the finger of the defendant with the rose. If there's no poison on the rose, then Prince Huan lives and he's free to go. If the rose is poisoned, then Prince dies. But that's okay, because the punishment would be just and fitting of the crime. A marvelous suggestion. So someone poisoned the rose. What is this, a witch trial? This isn't America, Severin. This is not how we do things here. Calm your feathers, JJ. It was clearly a joke. There are far more humane ways to test for poison. I'm sure that the inspector will perform his duty with due diligence. Actually, we won't be able to test the rose of poison at all. Why is that? Given the dangerous nature of the flower, it was destroyed by the police force. We burned it to ashes. Tisk, such unprofessionalism. If we have no way to know whether the rose was poisoned, then this whole trial ought to be called into question. Nice try, JJ, but through the process of reasoning by elimination, we can still deduce with absolute certainty that the rose was poisoned. In other words, there was nothing else at the crime scene that could have caused the poisoning. Wrong! There was something else at the crime scene that could have contained the poison. Something the investigative police blindly overlooked. Chocolates? Look at this. What am I supposed to be looking at? It is the paper wrapper to a piece of chocolate. It was found in the Louvre, the Salle du Vtuber to be precise, and we can date its consumption to the date of the incident. You're not suggesting that Major Hao ate a piece of poisoned chocolate moments before he died? I most certainly am. You gain a little favor with the jury. Did you see this wrapper at the crime scene for yourself, Inspector? The police force does not have the time nor resources to throw every piece of trash at every crime scene, I'm afraid. In other words, you overlooked it. Tisk. Astounding unprofessionalism. The prosecution is right to be disgusted. What a disgraceful display, Inspector. I offer my apologies, Your Honor. I don't want your apologies. I want you to do your damn job properly. Get off the witness podium before I kick you off myself. As you wish, I'll take my leave. Until next time, messieurs. So let me get this straight. This chocolate wrapper was found at the crime scene. Correct. And you have reason to believe that it was consumed on the day of the incident. I do. I have an expert food tasting witness who is willing to testify if need be. You have a foodie witness? I don't recall anyone like that. Who on earth are you talking about, Falcon? Oh, I see. But do you know for certain that Major Hao consumed this chocolate? Well, that is a fact that we are still investigating. I see. And do you have evidence that this chocolate was in fact poisoned? Again, that's something that may require a little more time to definitely prove. So then, in actuality, you do not have evidence that Major Hao consumed some poisoned chocolate. Instead, you have a solitary piece of rubbish they plucked straight out of the gutter. That's weak, even for you, JJ. Let's move things along. I have another witness I would like to summon. He's a man who claims to have had an excellent view of the people going in and out of the Louvre at the time of the incident. I mean, at least we gained some favor with the jury out of that. Like we weren't able to pursue the chocolate lead to the fullest. I call upon Monsieur Toussaint Kingsley. Could the witness please approach his stand and recite the oath? Hello, 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 Kingfisher. Hello. Oh, right, the oath. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Please say the full name and occupation for the court record. My name is Toussaint Kingsley, and I am a person who fishes. A person who fishes, so you're a fisherman. Oh, is that how it is? I thought the French justice system was better than this. I beg your pardon? Here comes Toussaint Kingsley, the Kingfisher. Clearly he must be a fisherman. Because, didn't you hear? All kingfishers are fishermen. Well, you are carrying a fishing rod. And can a man not carry a fishing rod, reel, and bait without... sorry. Damn it. I clicked through some stuff. Sorry. Oh, for pity's sake. Fine. We can list your occupation as person who fishes and not fisherman. Can we feel the log out of this? No. Seems like a flaw. Thank you. Actually, why do you carry a grinding crop, Severin? I've never seen you ride a horse. I don't know, JJ. Why do you, 30-something-year-old with no health problems, carry a cane? This is veering quite far off the clause. Could the prosecution please get back to its questions? Of course, Your Honor. Monsieur Kingsley, is it true that you were nearby the Louvre at the time of the incident? Yes, I was sitting upon a railing of the Pont des Arts. The Pont des Arts. That's the new bridge that's just a stone's throw from the Louvre's south entrance, correct? That's right. And what were you doing in the time of the incident? I was fishing. Kingfishers. Am I right, Falcon? So you would have had plenty of opportunity to see the people who entered and exited the palace. Can you tell us who you saw? Well, the Louvre's a busy place. Naturally, I saw a lot of people. By 9 AM, I saw the King, Louis Philippe himself, enter the building. He was surrounded by his entourage, of course. Then around 9:30, I saw this shifty-looking fox looking around the entrance. Your Honor, I object to the witness's use of the term shifty-looking. It's a vague and biased description. No, really, he looked super shifty. I saw him rubbing his claws and cackling gleefully. And then I saw him take out a rose and carefully rub the stem. Rub the stem of a rose, you say, as if you were applying something to the flower, perhaps. Well, monsieur, I really shouldn't speculate. Of course, it was wrong of me to ask such a leading question. But yeah, it definitely looked like he was putting some sort of powder on the stem. Wow, even I wasn't expecting such a bold admission. Members of the court, it sounds like what we have here is a direct witnessing of the defendant readying the murder weapon. The defense claims that the rose was never poisoned, and yet here we have a man who saw the poison with his own eyes. I smell perjury. You do? No question. You saw a shifting-looking criminal readying poison and cackling near the scene of the crime? That's not believable at all. I think you may be right. I wonder if I have any evidence that calls Toussaint's story into doubt. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Really? This nonsense again? You just heard the witness directly describe your client readying poison on a rose. What is there to question? I'm just trying to uncover the truth, Your Honor. Fine. Do your thing. Go on, Falcon. Go make a fool out of yourself. Shifty-looking fox. Let's start with that. Monsieur Kingsley, you claimed that you saw a shifty-looking fox. Yup, super mega shifty. Are you sure that the fox was Prince Juan? There must be at least 100 foxes in Paris. How do you know that the fox you saw was Prince Juan? Well, he was wearing a suave hat that hung low over his eyes. I hear that's how they wear them in Spain. I am not much of a fashion expert, but the rest of his outfit looked quite out of place for the French winter. Is that all you're going by, his fashion sense? Oh, I nearly forgot. I hear him call a passerby Signor. I thought that was peculiar. Well, that's him alright. Yes. Huh. Never mind. Okay. Well, in that case, it's the Pont des Arts. Monsieur Kingsley, you say that you were sitting upon the railings of the Pont des Arts on the morning of the incident. Yup. What entrances can you see from that bridge? Monsieur Kingsley, you had a good view of the Louvre's south entrance, didn't you? Yup, the Pont des Arts is a great vantage point for seeing the Grand Gallery's south side. What were the other entrances? The other entrances? You mean like if you were entering from Tuileries Gardens or the Place du Carrousel? No, I couldn't possibly see those areas from the bridge. But of course, that isn't relevant. Monsieur Kingsley witnessed Prince Juan entering the south entrance with flower in hand, and that's what counts. What if Prince Juan used another entrance? What if Prince Juan didn't enter from the south entrance? What if he approached the Louvre from Tuileries Gardens to the west? There's a big what if. Do you have any evidence that Prince Juan entered the Louvre from Tuileries Gardens? As a matter of fact, I do. I have definitive proof that Prince Juan approached from the west, not the south. Hey, I know what I saw, monsieur. I'm doubtful too. Go on, JJ. Show us this definitive proof that Prince Juan entered from the Louvre from Tuileries Gardens. The book? Look at this. A book page. Page 44 of Don Quixote, specifically. It was found just outside the Louvre's west entrance. This proves nothing. I'm not done yet. Take a look at this. Don Quixote. This is a book Prince Juan has been reading in jail since his arrest. I believe he has had it on his person for some time. And yes, page 44 is missing. That was the first thing I checked. You do realize what this means, don't you, Severin? The defendant was present in Tuileries Gardens prior to entering the Louvre. This also means that in all likelihood, the defendant entered the Louvre from the west entrance, not the south. He could not possibly have been seen by Monsieur Kingsley from the Pont des Arts. What? I know what I saw, monsieur. A fine theory, Falcon. But maybe the defendant took the long way around. One can still travel from Tuileries to the Louvre's south entrance by walking along the river. An extra 2 kilometers of walking just to enjoy the pre-murder scenery? Let's not say silly things, Kokoriko. Okay, maybe the defendant deliberately left the page there to mislead the investigation. Now you're the one who's blindly speculating. It's not blind speculation, it's a viable hypothesis. You're fond of logic, aren't you, Kokoriko? Let's talk about Occam's razor. When torn between two seemingly equal hypotheses, we must side with the one that imposes the fewest assumptions. Which of these theories takes fewer assumptions? 1. The page from Prince Juan's book fell out on his way to the Louvre's south entrance. 2. Prince Juan deliberately planted the page on the off chance that it would be discovered, then he took the long way around. How dare you, the nerve of you to lecture me on such basic philosophical concepts. I'll stop lecturing you when you stop making such basic mistakes. Monsieur Falcon, please calm yourself. What is the point of all this yammering? The ultimate point is that Toussaint's testimony is fabricated, made up, utter fiction. No! Everything I said is the truth. I suspect that the witness isn't even a fisherman. I'm not a fisherman! See, he admits it himself. That's not what I meant. You gain a little favor with the jury. Prosecutor, you have something that will put this arrogant falcon in his place, don't you? I must concede. You concede? On this point, at least. Falcon's evidence strongly suggests that the key component of Monsieur Kingsley's testimony is false. Ah, no! This doesn't mean that Prince Juan is innocent, of course. All Falcon has demonstrated is that this particular witness is unreliable. But I did see something, I really did. Alright, so maybe I didn't exactly see a shifty looking fox. I made that part of the story up. But I did see a swan lurking around the south entrance on the morning of the murder. A swan? Do shut up, witness. Your word is mud at this point. How can we possibly trust anything you have to say? Your Honor, Judge Romulus, we're out of time. We're 10 minutes overdue to start on the hare versus tortoise trial. It's that late already? Curses. I was hoping we could have the case wrapped up in a single trial session. It's a shame. But ultimately, an accurate sentencing is always preferable to a speedy sentencing. Yes, alright, I don't need to hear moralizing. Court will resume this Friday, 21st January at 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Prosecutor, do your damn job. Get this stupid fox a conviction already. I'll do my best to ensure that justice is served, Your Honor. A lot came up in that trial, eh? Yeah, no doubt about that. Something's bothering me. Why would the fisherman guy, Monsieur Kingsley, lie on the witness stand? Maybe he was coerced. Well, it's possible that he was coerced or bribed. That's just what I was thinking. Maybe the real murderer threatened the fisherman into making a story about Prince Juan. Let's keep an open mind. Anything is possible at this stage. But to be perfectly honest, something else is bothering me about the trial. Judge Romulus. He's acting with a shred of professionalism. He's obviously more interested in securing a guilty verdict than he is in discovering the truth. But why? Maybe he has a vendetta against Spanish royalty. I'm not so sure. There must be something else at work here. Excuse me? Excuse me, Monsieur Falcon. Sorry to bother you, but this letter just arrived. I think it's for you. A letter for me? I wonder why it wasn't sent to my office. Have you been demoted to courier status, Rupert? Oh, hush hush, Sparrowson. I don't need to be pitied by the first-year dropout. Good comeback. So what does the letter say, Falcon? It's a threat. A threat made with cut-out newspaper letters. Wow, I didn't know those things actually existed. Let me see. Falcon, stop your investigation or there will be consequences. Scary. There's no question that this letter originated from Major Howe's murderer. He or she must be aware that we are getting close to uncovering the truth. Sounds about right, but why would a person write with cut-out newspaper letters like this? Masking one's handwriting would be the most common reason. Although I can't help but wonder why they would bother, since we don't have any handwriting samples to compare it to. Nothing here. We're still going ahead with our investigation though, right? Absolutely. Oh yes, absolutely. If a lawyer were deterred every time they'd receive a threatening letter, they would never get any work done. Besides, with only 3 days before the next trial session, we can't afford to be worrying about petty things like this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wow, you're right. Let's make those days count. Okay. Well, I want to finish this act first. We'll visit R&M Associates next, but I need to take a quick bathroom break here. So, be back in a minute. Alright, we have 3 days to work with. Let's hit RM Associates. Oh, hello again. Hi, Mousy. Mousy, we have a message for you. It's from Prince Juan himself. He wants to know if the birds have flown south for the winter, whatever that means. Oh, yes, the birds have migrated successfully. But if Prince Juan told you that, then that must mean he trusts you. He must want you to take these. Go on, take them. These are used train ticket stubs. It looks like 2 people took a railway trip to Vienna. What exactly is the point of this, Mousy? Prince Juan said they would help with the trial. See the names. Gautier Senior. Nicole Senior. I recognize the surname, but I don't know who these people are. Neither do I, really. Monsieur, Prince Juan just told me to book train tickets for these people and to make sure they caught the train. There was mention of a debt. When was that? Where was that? And so, that's what I did. Strange. I'm not sure exactly how these stubs are supposed to help with the trial, but I'll keep hold of them just in case. Ticket stubs have been added to your evidence folder. Oh, okay. Here's the interview with Prince Juan. Let's go, Sparrowson. I'm done playing career. Good call. Well, that's important. Let's go to the Chocolate Emporium. Welcome back, messieurs. Have you finally decided to sample of my fine chocolates? Or perhaps you've just returned to ask more questions? It's just the questions today, I'm afraid. Who bought this piece of chocolates? Let's ask about the swan. Have you ever served a flower-selling swan named Catherine Maria Senior? No, monsieur. I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. If she were the chocolate fiend, then our investigation would have been much simpler. But since she's not, let me think. Who to ask about? What about Judge Romulus? Have you ever served a hairy wolf in judicial robes named Judge Romulus? Yes, monsieur! Alright, have you ever served... Wait, did you just say yes? Yes, monsieur, a wolf in judicial robes. I did serve a person like that a little while ago. On the 6th of January, to be precise. Did you say or do anything suspicious? Not that I can recall, monsieur. He was a pleasant fellow. Big toothy grin. Bought 200 grams of classic dark Belgian chocolate with a custom filling. Some type of caramel. He provided it himself, although he unfortunately did not bring enough for me to sample. What does this mean, Falcon? Well, we should make assumptions. It may just mean that this judge liked to eat chocolates. If the judge's purchase is related to the wrapper at the crime scene, then... Monsieur Haggleslack, do you think I could get a copy of Judge Romulus's receipt? I can do one better, monsieur. I have the original right here. I keep them for tax purposes, you understand? Is it okay for us to take it, monsieur? Absolutely. Memorizing the receipt's contents is trivial, after all. Chocolate receipt has been added to your evidence folder. Will you look at this thing? Judge Romulus signed it in green ink. Green ink? I know Judge Romulus was shady, but only truly villainous people write in green. Thank you very much for your time, Monsieur Haggleslack. You have been enormously helpful. I'm glad to be of service. I wish you the best of luck with the case, messieurs. Okay, this is the last day for the trial. 80 officers. There's only one place to go. Are we being attacked? I'm feeling pretty confident about this case. The big picture is coming together nicely. I'm somewhat relieved that Prince Juan came clean. His secret was putting the whole case into jeopardy. We've still got 1 day until the trial, but how to spend it? I suppose we could revisit the Louvre. Or maybe we should just play some cards at Le Canard Chaillot. Is something wrong, Sparrowson? You're being unusually quiet. Falcon, we need to talk. What's up? See, I was doing some thinking. Dangerous thing to do, I know. Anyway, I realized we were missing a crucial piece of evidence. What evidence would that be? Well, we know that Major Hao consumed a piece of chocolate before he died. And we know that he died of poisoning. But we still aren't sure that the chocolate was the cause. That's true. If we keep pushing the chocolate theory, Cocorico will almost certainly bring that up. So I thought to myself, if one were to consume the wrapper itself, then that might provide proof of whether it contains traces of poison. Well, sure. That could work, but it would be incredibly foolish. Wait, were you thinking of eating the wrapper, Sparrowson? Maybe. Well, stop those thoughts right now. I'm not going to let you potentially kill yourself like that. Heh, I knew you would say that. That's why I already consumed the wrapper. 45 minutes ago. Sparrowson! Sparrowson! What? Doctor, is Sparrowson okay? Wow, he's not conscious right now. But he is stable. I think it's safe to say that your friend is not on his deathbed. Oh, thank God. How do you say this happened again? It's a long story. Lawyering occupational hazard. Doctor, can you tell me what poison caused this? I have no idea. I'm an I'm an expert in mental health, not toxicology. You sent Sparrowson to shrink. But I have sense for a specialist who should be here by tomorrow morning. He will make a full assessment. That's good to hear. Thanks, Doctor. Take good care of him. Well, at least he's getting a specialist. Wait a moment. There is the matter of the bill. We'll have to discuss it later. I have an important case to prepare for, and I'm one partner down. I see. Well, rest assured that your friend is in good hands. Well, I did lose 10 francs to gambling, so do we have money to pay for the medical bill? This is terrible. What the hell was Sparrowson thinking? I can't win a case like this. You, I finally found you. Did someone say something? Running around like a headless chicken. You're one tricky lawyer to find. I told you to drop the investigation, but you just wouldn't listen. Who's speaking? I can't see you, monsieur. Step forward. Alright, I'll step forward. We will be the last thing you ever see. Yeah! Au revoir, JJ Falcon. What just happened? Where am I? Am I dead? No, that can't be right. This is nighttime. I'm just sleeping. If I focus and count to 3, I should be able to wake up. 1, 2. Did it work? Ah, Dame Catherine. I can't believe how easy you were to fool. I put on a cutesy voice, acted all innocent, and you ate the whole thing up. We'll remain silent for now. Silence. I shouldn't be surprised. There are no words to excuse the heinous act of putting an innocent man on death row. It wasn't my fault. Hey, where are you going? Out of my way, Severin. I'm not done talking to Dame Catherine. It wasn't my fault? Is that the excuse you make after all of your failures? Well, that was a success. Even if we got a murderer off. I put an innocent man on death row. That was a successful case. I'm not making excuses. Failure after failure after failure. Don't decide to improve yourself. You're a joke of a lawyer, JJ. No, that was a successful case. Don't call me JJ. That's all you have to say? How pathetic. You don't even deserve to stand in your grandfather's shadow. My grandfather? I'll prove you wrong. I can do better. Oh, it's you, Sparrowson. Have you come to berate me too? What? No, I'm just here to tell you to wake up. Wake up, monsieur, wake up. Hey, can you hear me? I said wake up. Is that a kingfisher? Is that a... I think that's a kingfisher that caught us. Come on, monsieur, wake up. I said wake up, you're starting to worry me. Oh, thank goodness. I wasn't sure whether I would have to find a doctor or a mortician. My head. Where am I? The Pont des Arts. You know, by the Louvre, in Paris, France. I just fished you out of the Seine. Nearly broke my rod doing it. Wait, I know you. You're that disrespectful lawyer guy. Giro Falco or something. What time is it? Actually, what day is it? You hit your head pretty hard, eh? It's the 21st of January and around 9 o'clock in the morning by my reckoning. 21st, 9 o'clock. Oh no, the trial! I should have been at the court the seasons 10 minutes ago. Well, we're running late. But take it easy, monsieur. I'm sure they'll be understanding. Maybe if I sprint it. In your condition, that'll be stupid. Take a seat, clear ahead. I'll go get some dry clothes. No time. Wait, monsieur, at least take this before you go. What's this? Dip pen? No, wait, it's a modern fountain pen. Bone handle. Gold nib. This is very fancy. Thanks, monsieur, but this isn't mine. Really? Are you sure? You were holding it pretty tightly when I found you. I was holding this? Then I suppose it has to be mine. Fountain pen. Thanks, fisherman. I owe you one. Hey, don't call me a fisherman. It's 9 o'clock. I believe it's time for the roll call. Is the defense not present? Tisk, such unprofessionalism. If there's no defense, then this trial cannot proceed any further. We must make a ruling based on the evidence that has already been presented. I will now converse with the jury. We shall decide whether Prince Juan is guilty of murdering Major Hao and of conspiring to murder the king. Your Honor, may I have a word? Fine, but make it quick. I'm a firm believer that a trial must be orderly and punctual. There is no room for wishy-washy dilly-dallying. But it seems somewhat rash to end a trial session the moment it is due to start. Perhaps it would be prudent to wait 5 or 10 minutes in case the defense is just a little tardy. Now, so Kokoriko is not evil. He just doesn't like Falcon. Then the trial still has a chance to proceed, and justice will be served. I kind of like this guy, in a way. You are the prosecution, are you not? You have nothing to worry about. A guilty verdict is all but guaranteed. Your Honor, you appear confused. I'm not here to secure a guilty verdict. Of course you are. You're a prosecutor. By definition, you're here to prosecute. No. My job description is to prosecute. But I am here in this courtroom to ensure that justice is served. An unfair and unbalanced trial is not in the just spirit of justice. That's respectable. That's very noble of you. But if the defense is absent, then there is little that can be done. I'll hear no more about this matter. I'll now talk with the jury. The defense is present, Your Honor. You're too late, Falcon. Mon Dieu, JJ. You look like a total mess. Did you take a morning swim in the Seine or something? Something like that. Your Honor, we are all present. We're only 3 minutes over schedule. Let's not needlessly dirty the pure name of justice. Rules are rules, prosecutor. Falcon clearly has no respect for legal procedure. Frankly, for turning out brow looking like a drowned rat, I ought to hold him in contempt of court. Your Honor. But Your Honor, rules are rules. One more word out of either of you and I shall have you both disbarred. It's a pity. The King of France was most looking forward to standing behind the witness podium. Ah. So... Kokoriko kind of knows he's helping out Falcon here. The King of France? He's here? Oh, are we not doing the trial after all? That's a pity. Your Majesty. What a surprise! Well, you see... You know, it's my 7th time testifying against a would-be assassin. But it's the first time seeing a trial where the case is ended before it even began. Well, the defense, he was late and, oh, pish posh. France didn't become a great and dignified kingdom through rigorous punctuality. Let's go ahead with this trial. It'll be fun. Look, I'll say the oath to get us started. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Did I get it right? That was perfect, Your Majesty. JJ, I trust you have no objections with the king testifying? No objections here. Going ahead with the trial is fine with me. And surely you wouldn't stand in the way of the king, would you, Your Honor? Yeah, fine. Proceed with this cursed trial. Excellent. Now, Your Majesty, could you tell us your activities on the day of the murder? My activities? Well, I started my day with tea and toast, as I normally do. I was dressed in my PJs at the time. I think I can skip ahead a little. Perhaps your arrival at the Louvre. Ah, right, of course. Well, my entourage and I entered through the Louvre's south entrance around 9 o'clock. We passed through the salle to tip with a little fanfare. At the Grand Gallery, I unveiled the new painting and gave a short speech to inspire the citizens who attended. That's when I was approached by the man claiming to be the Prince of Spain. He presented a rose which was taken by Major Hao, and well, I think you know the rest. Indeed we do, Your Majesty. Madames and Messieurs of the court, what we have here is another testimony that establishes Prince Juan's guilt. And this is no ordinary testimony. It is a testimony of perhaps the most trustworthy man in all France. Oh, you flatter me, prosecutor. But I mean, Louis-Philippe knows that it's not the Prince of Spain. But I am the trustworthiest in all the kingdom, aren't I? I've no doubts, Your Majesty. Nonetheless, I would like to perform a cross-examination. How dare you doubt your king, the utter nerve. Oh, calm yourself, Judge. I have no qualms with standard legal procedure. Defense, please proceed. I want to see your best courtroom drama material. Prince of Spain. Your Majesty, you said you were presented with a rose by the Prince of Spain. Indeed, he formally introduced himself. I knew he was telling the truth because he called me Senor. That man was not the Prince of Spain. Your Majesty, prosecutor, members of the court, brace yourselves because I have a revelation that will turn this trial on its head. Juan Corrido is not the Prince of Spain. That's not a revelation, Falcon. It isn't? Of course not. We all know that the current ruler is Queen Regnant Isabella II and that she has no children. The Corridos are obviously pretenders to the throne. Prince Juan's title is properly self-appointed. But his name isn't even Juan. Corrido. I don't even think the fox is Spanish. So what? So what? That's important. JJ, what's important is that this man is accused of committing murder and of conspiring to kill the king. This is what's in dispute here. That man's name is irrelevant. He could be named Juan Corrido or Bob Struni for all I care. It doesn't change the events that transpire on the morning of January 6th. I suppose that's true. Let's see. Why did Major Hao take the rose? I find curious that Major Hao snatched the rose before you could take it. Why did he do that? The Major has always been a protective fellow. I think he was just doing his diligence as a royal guard. And given how he took the figurative bullet from me, I would say that he did his job well. Well, I can't argue with that. So it wasn't Prince Juan. Grand Gallery. South entrance. Huh? South to tip. That's the only other thing that could... I mean, by process of elimination, that seems to be the correct answer. Your Majesty, you said that you passed through the South to tip uneventfully. Indeed, we stopped briefly to look at the paintings and then moved on to the Grand Gallery. What did you see in the South to tip? Could you elaborate? What do you see in the South to tip? What did I see? Well, Roman stuff mostly. I mean, aside from the Roman artifacts. For example, did you talk to someone in the room who wasn't a member of your entourage? You're reaching, JJ. The king already testified that he passed through without encountering anything of interest. I want the king to elaborate. I've reason to believe that this was a key moment on the day of the murder. I want the king to elaborate on exactly what and who he saw. Then suppose that you had to proceed, Your Majesty. Alright, let me think. So there was that giant doorstop, and there was the copper urn thing. Oh, there was something else, now that you ask. I was offered a box of chocolates by some peasant mademoiselle. I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but Major Hao was keen to accept a chocolate or two on my behalf. What? Did I say something startling, prosecutor? No. Please continue, Your Majesty. I think the prosecution is startled because he just came to the realization that I was not spouting drivel in the previous trial session. Well, that's debatable. To cut a long story short, Your Majesty, this mademoiselle may hold some relevance to the case at hand. Could you describe her? Really? She's relevant? Well, let me think. I didn't get a good look at her face, but she was a sorry-looking swan. Probably in her late teens or early 20s. A young, sorry-looking swan, you say? I don't suppose the name was... Mademoiselle Senior. Senior? That sounds familiar. Well, yes, I think that was it. She was called Mademoiselle Senior. I see, this is undoubtedly significant. Mademoiselle Senior gave chocolates to Major Hao minutes before he died. Now just 1 minute, I see what you're alluding to, JJ. You're suggesting that the gifted chocolates killed the Major. But that line of reasoning holds no weight because the evidence is circumstantial. Circumstantial my tail feathers. The king just testified that Major Hao ate chocolates. Yes, that much is no longer in dispute. But you still have not proved that the chocolates were poisoned. Without that, we must assume that the swan was merely offering a gift, rather than speculating that she is a murderer. Yes! Shame on your defense. Implicating a poor innocent girl like that, absolutely disgusting. Why I ought to end this trial. Hold on, I do have evidence that the chocolate was in fact poisoned. I don't believe you, JJ. If you had evidence of a piece of evidence that significant, you would have slammed it down already. Present it. Well, I can't. It's not really the evidence folder type of evidence. Why am I not surprised? The drama was just getting good. Why did you all suddenly go quiet? Well, Your Majesty, it appears that the defense just had a realization of his own. That is, he lacks the evidence to support his theory. I mean, it may be obvious, but like, we're supposed, like the burden of proof should fall on the prosecution, not the defense. But I guess that's besides the point in this game. Since he cannot continue with his argument, I believe the cross-examination has come to an end. I'm not done yet. Let me present my evidence. See, I had the chocolate wrapper back in my office and Sparrowson ate it. Stop, JJ. Stop while you still have a little dignity. The results of whatever crackpot pseudoscientific experiments you performed do not constitute valid evidence. I think this trial is over, Your Honor. About bloody time. You may take a leave, Your Majesty. Very well. I am pleased that justice has been thoroughly served. Until the next assassination attempt, adieu, messieurs. I will now deliberate with the jury. Objection! Sorry, I've always wanted to do that. Sparrowson, are you okay? Yep, the doctor said I have an iron stomach. Most of the poison passed straight through me. Speaking of which, I would like to testify on that poison chocolate issue. I even got a doctor's note, see? It's too late, the trial is over. You can't be serious, Your Honor. The contents of that note could turn this entire trial on its head. You must allow it. Oh. Why are you constantly arguing with me? I thought the job of a public prosecutor was to assist the judges. I told you, Your Honor. My job isn't to get a guilty verdict. It is to ensure that justice is served. I swear you're the worst prosecutor in all France. Go ahead, Sparrowson. Read the contents of the notes for the court to hear. Ahem. This patient, Sparrowson, was submitted to Salpêtrière Hospital, where he displayed a variety of symptoms. These included profuse sweating, a rapid fever, and severe nausea. The patient was diagnosed with poisoning, probably originating from the plant known as aconite, aka monk's shot, aka wolf's bane. When we questioned the patient, he admitted to having consumed A discarded chocolate wrapper potentially carrying the poison. Examining the contents of the patient's stomach confirms this to be true. As a mental health professional, I believe this patient to be clinically... Oh, well, we can skip that bit. Yada yada. Okay, here we go. Signed, Dr. Fawlett. Thank you, Sparrowson. I don't think I'll even need to question you. Between your notes and the King's testimony, every angle of the chocolate wrapper business has been covered. Awesome! Wait, did you say the King is here? You can get his autograph later. Right. So what happens now? Do I get cross-examined by the prosecution or something? To be honest, I see little to cross-examine. Do your damn job, prosecutor. Cross-examine that little annoying liar of a bird. Tear his testimony to shreds. Your Honor, he has a note signed by a medical professional, definitively proving that the chocolate wrapper from the crime scene was poisoned. We could nitpick the details or delve into the doctor's credentials, but I fear it would be a waste of the court's time. Nobody wants that. Well, we haven't gotten to the point where we implicate Romulus. Huh? Judge Romulus, a snappy judge who seems eager to wrap up trials as quickly as possible. What is this guy's problem? I tried to... Huh? Wait, how do I do this? Huh? No, what am I supposed to do? Oh, okay, so I just misclicked. Yeah, so then what the hell do we do now? We do nothing, Your Honor. This poison wrapper has introduced an element of doubt into the case. The prosecution must accept that. But is the level of doubt reasonable? Is it significant? I think the members of the jury will agree JJ's evidence is still tenuous. Tenuous. A step above circumstantial. You have proven a link, a not wholly illogical link, but you haven't proven beyond doubt that Major Hao was killed by the chocolate. Yeah, that's not the defense's job. The defense only needs reasonable doubt. You're still making far too many assumptions. Where is the empiricism that is required by any good court of law? Where are the witnesses who can back up your claims? Oh, I brought along a witness. Maybe she can help. Oh! Hello. You. Sparrowson, it's great to see you on your feet, and you've been an enormous asset to this case. But what are you trying to pull off now? Surprise witness. Surprise witness? Yeah, I remember you mentioning that Kokoriko liked calling surprise witnesses, so I thought we could beat him at his own game. I brought the flower girl, Mademoiselle Signer, so that she can testify about Prince Juan's character. You're putting me in a difficult position, Sparrowson. Just moments before you arrived, we, the court, established that Mademoiselle Signer is a possible suspect for this case. What? This can't be right. Sparrowson, it's okay. Monsieur Falcon, I would like to testify. You want to testify? Do you understand what you're agreeing to? I do. I have accepted my fate. Prosecutor, do you have any objections to me calling upon Mademoiselle Signer as a witness? No, none. Bearing in mind, of course, that you're here to defend Prince Juan, not to convict Mademoiselle Signer. Prosecuting is my job. We should bring this guy back to the previous case. Of course. I have no objections either. Please proceed, witness. Speak the oath. The oath? Say that you swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I swear, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Good, very good. Please state your name and occupation for the court record. My name is Catherine Marie Signer, and I'm a flower seller. Mademoiselle Signer, tell the courtroom of your activities on the morning of the 7th of January. Very well. I saw the king and his entourage enter the Louvre around 9. I followed. When they came to a stop in the salle to tip, I stepped forward and offered the king a chocolate. He refused, but a guard, a big dog by the name of Major Hao, was happy to oblige. The god died because I, personally, had previously added poison to the chocolates. No, that can't be right. I used poison derived from monkshot, a notoriously dangerous plant. As a flower seller, it was simple to acquire. Why do you do it, Mademoiselle? Why? Monsieur, people have tried to kill the king before, and people will try again. He's a foul man who has no respect for the people or love for the people who suffer under him. I did it to better the French people. I don't believe that at all. Falcon, say something. Mademoiselle, are you being coerced or threatened? Speak freely. No, monsieur. I'm confessing out of my volition. It's my guilt and nobody else's. Gain a little favor with the jury. Well, defense, it looks like you weren't a confession of this murderous pute. I suppose that gets your client, Prince Juan, completely off the hook. Lucky you. So, shall we wrap this court session up? No, I haven't finished my examination. No, not yet. I have further questions for the witness, Your Honor. Further questions? To what end? You already proved your client's innocence. I wish to uncover the truth. You aren't here to uncover the truth. You're here to defend Prince Juan, and you've done that job with a disgusting level of diligence. Nonetheless, I believe the Mademoiselle has omitted something of huge importance. I wish to question this further. Something of huge importance. I won't allow it. Fine, can I at least show something to the witness? You and the prosecutor are a right pair of moralizing blowhards, aren't you? You're doing my head in. Fine, if you will shut her up, I would like to show one magical mystery item to the witness. I can't imagine you have anything up your sleeve to change the flow of this trial, so... Monsieur Falcon, save it. I have nothing more to say. The tickets that gets her parents out of France. Please take a look at these, Mademoiselle. Train ticket stubs? Look at the names. Papa and Maman. In Vienna? Really? Are they really safe? They are. The tickets were arranged courtesy of the Fox. Then... that means the wolf has nothing to hold over me. I can speak freely. Indeed. Go ahead, Mademoiselle. What are you two muttering about down there? I'm amending my testimony, Your Honor. Members of the court, everything I've said today has been the truth. I did go to the Louvre on the 7th of January. I did present a box of poisoned chocolates to the king. Except it was not of my volition. I was threatened. I was forced to carry out the task under threat of harm. You see, my family has been struggling to get by. The winter has been harsh, and my flower business has been struggling. One day a man approached me. A man I assumed to be kind-hearted. This man offered me 200 francs to get us through the cold. I could use 200 francs, but I could not afford to repay the debt. When I attempted to bargain with the man, and he offered me a deal. Assist him with murder, and he would drop all debts. Refuse, and he would ruin me and my parents. I obliged, because the alternative meant death for those I love. The name of the man who did this is Judge Romulus. Huh, what a creative story. This is obviously a last-minute desperate attempt at passing the buck. The sheer laziness of this girl to accuse a man she's never met before. She's blatantly floundering. Indeed, I've heard dozens of these self-pitying yarns during my time as prosecutor. Although admittedly, this is the first time I've seen a witness directly accuse a judge. Quite a brazen gambit. But in any case, these sorts of stories never turn out to be true. They are always proven to be fabrications born of desperation. I've never been more honest, monsieur. Listen, Mademoiselle Signer. I would like to believe your story. But accusing a man, a judge no less, of conspiring to murder the king is a hugely serious accusation. Do you have any proof to support your story? Proof? You say the judge lent you money. Then you both must have signed a contract when you made the transaction. That contract would suffice as proof. The contracts were all verbal. He said the money was a gift at first. He only later said that I had to repay him. Heh, how convenient. Of course this supposed contract doesn't exist. The Mademoiselle has no proof because her story is a blatant lie. Falcon, you have to do something. Do you have anything to link Judge Romulus to Mademoiselle Signer? A link, of course. Members of the court, I know for certain that the Mademoiselle's story is true. I can say with certainty that Judge Romulus has made contact with Mademoiselle Signer in the past. I know this because at this very moment, I am holding a key piece of evidence that links Judge Romulus directly to the crime scene. The receipts. I think you should take a look at this, Severin. Me? You don't trust it in the judge's hands? What is that? What does that piece of paper say? This is a receipt for a box of chocolates. From Lander Hagelslack's Chocolate Emporium on the 6th of February, made up to a man named Romulus. The writing upon the receipt is clear. A man named Romulus bought chocolates on the day before the murder. These chocolates happen to have been of the same brand and flavor as the ones that were used in the royal assassination attempt. By itself, this evidence would not be definitive. It only suggests that the judge has something of a sweet tooth. But taken in conjunction with the Mademoiselle's updated testimony, that would imply that the judge was directly involved in the assassination attempt. Judge Romulus, do you have anything to say about this? Yep. That receipt's not mine. I haven't stepped foot in a chocolate shop in years. You cannot be serious. The receipt is indisputable proof of your purchase. Indisputable? Watch me dispute it. What you have there is a piece of paper with the word Romulus scrawled on it. Is it a forgery? Are there simply two men named Romulus living in Paris? I don't have a clue. What I do know is that you have nothing to prove that I was the one who signed the receipt. This is absurd. Do you want me to dig up court documents with your signature so we can undertake a handwriting analysis? That wouldn't be possible. I believe His Honor uses a rubber stamp for signing off on official court documents. Heh, that would be correct. Well, it's no matter. I don't need the judge's signature. I already have in my possession proof that the signature on the receipt belongs to Judge Romulus. Well, it's gotta be the pen. Oh, but first things first. I believe you dropped your pen, Your Honor. Oh yeah, that's mine. Thanks. Thanks, I've been looking for that everywhere. I saw it as much. Mesdames and messieurs, last night, I was assaulted outside Salpêtrière Hospital. I did not see the assailant's face, but I did accidentally grab something from their garments as I was thrown into the Seine. Oh, so that's why you smell fish. I wanted to say something, but I thought you might be rude. This fountain pen is the very item I grabbed. Did I say that this pen was mine? On closer inspection, I see I must have been mistaken. Save it, Your Honor. I'm not here to press assault charges. What interests me most about this pen is the ink it contains. It is emerald in color. Green ink. I think you had to check it in the evidence box to realize that, though. And as we all know, only baddies write in green. Well, yes, but more importantly, it's a rare and unusual choice of color. I would venture that only a dozen people in all of Paris are arrogant enough to write in green. And I would venture that only one of those arrogant people is named Romulus. So Judge Romulus lacks respect for classic penmanship. What of it? Take another look at the chocolate receipt, Severin. That receipt was signed with emerald green ink. It certainly is quite a coincidence. No, there's no more room for coincidence. There's no more doubt. There's only one narrative that can tie this ridiculous string of evidence together. On the 6th of January, you, Judge Romulus, bought a box of chocolates with custom filling. That custom filling contained poison, originating from the flowers of Mademoiselle Signer, a street seller who owed you a debt. On the 7th of January, you, Judge Romulus, leveraged that debt to force the girl to present the poisoned chocolates to the king. Then, an idiot of a man by the name of Juan framed himself as the murderer in order to take the fall in Mademoiselle Signer's stead. You pushed for Juan's guilt by priming a witness, Monsieur Toussaint Kingsley. And when that failed, you pressured Mademoiselle Signer to take full responsibility for the crime. That is the only narrative that makes sense. Admit it. Fine, I do admit it. I did it. I purchased the chocolates. I added the poison. I put a peasant girl in debt just so I could force her to take a fall. I was the one who wanted the king murdered. Well, that's convenient. But there's not a damn thing any of you can do about it. I'm the one who holds the gavel. I am the one who passes the sentences. With a snap of the fingers, I could have each and every one of you guillotined at the Place d'Austerlitz before nightfall. Who judges the judges? Who stands above me? Nobody. Not even God can condemn me when I sit so highly. I think the king's still here, right? Oh, okay. Voletti. Attempting to murder a king, corrupting the court, diseases. What an utterly repulsive individual. Don't touch me, you dirty pig. You have no authority over me. Doesn't? I do. Take him away, Inspector. Yep, the king's still here. I'm not done. I'm not done with any of you. You're all guilty, you'll see. A revolution is coming. The rebels will overrun Palace. The king and government will fall. The bourgeois will be slaughtered. We shall have a glorious second republic. A republic free of class, where everyone is free and equal. Hey, don't touch me. Just another ranting lunatic, your majesty. Ignore him. Of course. Carry on, Inspector. What happens now? I guess I'm supposed to take over the present judge's duties? Well, given the surprising series of revelations that just took place, we believe that the results are clear. We find the defendant, Prince Juan Guido, to be cleared of all charges. We therefore find the defendant not guilty. What happens to me now? Mademoiselle, it is clear that you were coerced. However, you still played a significant role in the king's assassination attempt. By all rights, you must be tried for the crimes. I see. I cannot argue. But as it happens, due process was not followed during this trial session. Judge Romulus thoroughly disrupted the proceedings. Consequently, I believe that most of the testimonies given during this trial session would not be seen as valid in the court of law. What does that mean? He's saying you're free to go. Correct. As a prosecutor, I see no crime to prosecute. Really? Thank you so much, monsieur. And thank you, messieurs. Without your help and assurances, I don't know where I would be right now. So, are my parents really in Vienna? I think so, but you have to ask the Fox for details. I don't know exactly what he arranged. Although now that Judge Romulus poses no threats, I suppose your parents would be free to move back to Paris. Actually, I may follow them to Vienna. You need a holiday after all this drama? Oh yes, but also I wanted to get away from here before the fighting starts. You mean the revolution Judge Romulus mentioned? It doesn't seem mentally stable. Pay him no mind. It's not just him, monsieur. In the streets, everyone talks of an uprising. If you were smart, you would clear off here too. Thanks for the concern, mademoiselle. But we are far from smart, so we are staying put. I see. Then good luck, messieurs. Farewell. Maybe we can meet again when this is all blown over. Wait, mademoiselle. Don't you want to have a quick celebratory drink? Oh, she's gone. So I guess it's just you, me, and the fox, right, Falcon? That sounds good, Sparrowson. Take Prince Juan back to the Aviary office. I need to sort out some paperwork with Safarin. Okie dokie. I suppose the congratulations are in order. Uncovering the truth in the way that you did, it was quite a feat. Everything went far better than I could have hoped. But you surprised me at the end with that little lie of yours. Lie? This trial's testimonies are completely invalid? Bullcock. You and I both know that this trial has produced ample valid evidence for Mademoiselle Senior to be detained and tried. Even with the coercion accounted for, I bet she would still be found guilty of conspiracy or accessory to murder. So why are you holding back? You know, 10, maybe even 5 years ago, I probably would have prosecuted Mademoiselle Senior. When I was fresh out of law school, I thought my role as a prosecutor was to condemn every potential criminal that came my way. I thought, if the guilty person ends up behind bars on the hanging dock, then justice has been served. But as I gained experience, I started noticing the details. The details? The extenuating circumstances, the personal considerations. The gaps in the law where, even when due process is followed to the letter, good people are punished and wrongdoers walk free. I hated it, so I changed my role. I decided that I should not strive to secure a guilty verdict, but to ensure that justice is served. I could prosecute Mademoiselle Signer, and she would definitely be convicted. But that would not serve justice. You're a good lawyer. You're a good lawyer, Cocorico. Well, you're not terrible, Falcon. Oh. I must congratulate you, Senor Falcon and Senor Sparrowson. Heh, what am I doing? Still using that old accent. Of course, man, congratulations, Monsieur Falcon and Monsieur Sparrowson. It's no big deal. We're just doing our jobs. No. Your job ended when you proved my innocence. Everything after that was you going above and beyond your duties. Of course, I was counting on you to do so. A lesser lawyer would surely have stumbled or caved in. Oh, but before I forget, your payment. Thank you, Monsieur Phobos. This has been a strange case, but I'm glad the truth came to light. I'll see you out. So that was another 40 francs. Wait, Monsieur Phobos. Before you go, something's been bothering me. Why did you come to us in the first place? Surely there are more reputable lawyers out there who could have done a better job. Oh? More reputable than the Falcon that stands before me? Yeah. Falcon's got a sucky track record. True, he does have a mixed record, but his family name is hugely respected in the lawyering world. Oh. I choose Monsieur Falcon as my lawyer for that reason alone. Huh? Really? I've never heard of another lawyer named Falcon. Let's not go down this road, Monsieur Phobos. I don't go by my old name for a reason. That's fair. We should be fixated on the past, should we? After all, it's already been and gone. The future is where our potential lies. That's what we should be paying attention to. A storm is approaching fast. I think there was the revolution of 1848. You mean the revolution that the crooked judge mentioned? Indeed. I dare say that the roof is right. A rebellion is coming, one way or the other. Listen, Monsieur Falcon, you'll probably have a surge of work over the coming days. If you want me to dig up the dirt on anyone, please feel free to drop by my office at any time. Dig up the dirt? I'm a private investigator. It's what I do. We'll bear it in mind. Thank you, Monsieur Phobos. Good day, messieurs. I'm gonna get a drink. Seriously, Falcon? What? I was just gonna ask you if you wanted tea or coffee. Okay. Well, then that concludes Act 2. So from what I know, I think we have I wonder how much time is left. I mean, it seems like there's still plenty of story left after this, but that will be for another day. Possibly on Friday if I have the time. But I am definitely coming back to Aviary Attorney. Like, the first act threw a huge curveball, but second act, I didn't manage to do the deduction that I wanted to do and got the results that I wanted, so that was satisfying. I wonder if we have a chance to save the Baron from the gallows. I mean, it would not feel good to like solve all the other cases, but still condemn an innocent man to his death. I mean, it's not the defense lawyer's job, but well, that's going off on a tangent. So I will be back with Aviary Attorney down the road. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you again. Bye bye. I guess this brings us back to, yeah. We'll continue from here next time. Have a good day.